Hi, y'all.
Hello.
Just checking in and seeing how you guys doing.
Doing alright.
Staying healthy, I hope?
Nope.
No.
I don't do healthy.
You don't do healthy?
No. I'm smoking a cancer stick right now.
Man, I don't know what to tell you. If you were around my way, I would never let you be sick. Hey, Linux. It's a very depressing time right now. Trying to deflate, you know?
You stopped teabagging my crate.
Alright, just came in to check on you guys. Watch out, bow out.
Let it sink.
Oh, hey, Snake, what's up?
Hey, just came in and check on seeing how everybody's mental
You're about to go
fortitude
stream?
is. I am streaming right now, that's why I'm about to leave.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, don't mean to interrupt you guys.
You're not interrupting anything. You're coming in to, hang out. Wish you could, but go do some streaming stuffs.
I mean, I could do what's up.
Wait a minute. Trots can wear the hood?
Alright, those are just some friends of mine. Why am I depressed? Well, it's a culmination of a bunch of things. One of those things happens to be that at the same time that you know, my friend's mom just like passed away because of the big C. Well, I should just say the big C-19, because they couldn't get help fast enough. And then the past few weeks of just plain controversy. I can't even go on Twitter anymore. I'm not going back on Twitter no more. That's just depressing right there. But turns out that some of my older family members up in New York caught the big C-19, and we don't know what's happening. So as far as we know, they tested positive, but the problem to me is that they're like in their older 50s. So I'm just trying to stay positive, you know, trying to deflate, trying to, you know, keep my mind busy. That's about it. Try to make some money in 14, you know, and it might as well be love, you know. It might as well be love, because I do not want to see anybody else go down, you know. But none of my family members have passed away. Just my friends and his mom, his grandma. I'm sorry, his grandma. Yeah, my heart's out to them. We were talking like a whole bunch of like how he was talking with his grandma in the hospital before, and she was looking pretty okay. Like, we're thinking like, oh, she can recover from this. And it just felt surreal, because I knew my friend's grandma just as well, you know. She was like let me get this. And I don't mean to turn it into this kind of issue, because it's not really that issue, because his grandma is one of the most awesome people I've ever met. She's a older white lady, right, who marched with Martin Luther King. I was like, what? Turns out she marched with Martin Luther King and to have the C-19 take her away felt bad, you know? Died of the big C. Yeah, I just had to... Yeah, my grandfather died of the big C, like the real big C. So I know how you feel there. But I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make money with the only level 80 crafter that I have, which is blacksmith. And the market board does not really show me nothing. Like, no weapons, really. Like, all the Neo Ishgarian stuff, they're an okay price. They're not really that bad. I don't know why Sinfender... Why is this... Why is that so expensive? I don't get that one. Why is Sinfender that expensive? I don't think I can make that. I think I have to get the master recipe, the last one. Grandma also died recently because she had undiagnosed infection. Oh man. So the hospital rushed her out because COVID was just hitting New York and hitting hard. The thing about COVID is not just the fact that it's an infectious thing, but it weakens your immune system, and particularly the lungs. And one of the worst things about it is that for older folk, your immune system is pretty much your lifeline, and something else can take you away. So it's like, it's not, you know, C-19 that takes you away. It could be something else entirely. Because beginning of this year, I lost my uncle to C-19, and here I was talking to him like a few days before, and he was perfectly fine, you know? Okay, why is Sinfender? Maybe it's because it looks nice? Oh, I can't. I'll draw it. Maybe, yeah, maybe because it looks nice? That's why it's that? Like, is that the same thing for everything else? I guess it is. Look. I don't understand why it's so expensive though. Is it a is Sinfender a master recipe? It probably is. I have master recipe chromite sword. Okay. Things on your server are so cheap, I know, right? I'm new to the game, but I've made a few million quickly by hitting greed on every loot, then giving to the Grand Company for seals, then turning those seals into glamour prisms and then selling them. I don't know if that works anymore, because I think glamour prisms are... Oh, I don't want to do that. But I could give that a shot again, because I should go and give up a lot of my junk, because we still have... That's still funny. How many people are still buying that out the wazoo? Look at that. You're right, Linux. People are still buying it. Okay, that's what we can do. I'm sure that I will get something out of all this. They don't sell for too much individually, but they sell fast. Yeah, they do. They sell fast. That's probably a quick buck kind of thing. I have plenty of things I can give up. But I've been trying to keep myself from going too negative. I had, I think about a year and a half ago, I kind of shut down and I became recluse for a little bit. And depression ain't no joke, but whether you call it depression or whether you call it just becoming emotionally destitute, and that's a different thing. Because I have something called emotional depression, or not depression, emotional suppression. Sorry, it sounded the same, but I have emotional suppression. I suppress emotion instinctively, and a lot of the times it gives the air that I'm like some really lax, tolerant guy, but on the inside, it's like a ticking time bomb. I don't lash out like that. I just break down. So that's when everything comes together. I just shut down, and that's when like nobody can talk to me because it'll just seem like you're talking to air. And you don't really talk. You start having thoughts that you shouldn't have thoughts of, and it's hard to read somebody who just shut down from emotional suppression. Clinically, depression runs in my family, so I know what you're going through. Or has a similar condition, he locks himself in his room. Yeah. And in that case, I've been graciously saved by a few friends who was keeping an eye on me. And they were like, nope, we're taking you straight to a psychiatrist. And I was like, I don't need a psychiatrist. I just need you to get the hell out of my face. And they were just like, taking you to a psychiatrist. And bam. How's the money making going? He says, free company. It's hard. Yeah, these are the kinds of friends who really just give a crap, you know? These are kinds of friends that give a crap. And the thing is that I'm pretty good at picking out good friends. And very, very cautious about certain friends who say that they are. And they believe that they are. But sometimes it all depends on you. On how your friends turn around. It's kind of funny like that. One of my friends was incredibly depressed because he has like a certain illness in his family, and then it was his turn to have the illness, so now he has to live with it. I think I'm gonna have Zalata do some. It could be you look for instant results. Even with all that mentioned last night, gathering tends to lead to more money long term. So I should honestly be mining in that case then. Probably mine some things. But how you guys doing? I see Daniel in chat, Lennox in chat. How you guys doing? Thomas, I saw you. Thank you, man, for your love. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you guys are playing the games you want to play. Wait, okay, there it is. I was like, where in the world? I wonder if people will buy 50. I'll just keep it the same price. I wonder if people will buy 50. I'll experiment. I have plenty of glamour prisms. I have way too many. I'm gonna keep it at 280. I'm not trying to break the market. If I broke the market, then the economy will go bad, and then I'm looking stupid. I'll break the market with this one here with 75. 275. Okay, so alright. But I do think I need to make some weapons. I don't know why. I'm gonna look at that market board again. So I'm looking at, yeah, why is this? Is it because it's probably, yeah, it's probably the aesthetic. I'm trying to see this. This looks like the engine blade from Final Fantasy 15. Sort of. Has the doohickeys on the side, but it does look kind of cool. This does look kind of cool. And I think, let me see. Oh, that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Last order, what's up, man? At least I moved away from my hometown in Tennessee all the way to Utah. My family is still back in Tennessee, so I've been down since then. Never been away from my family before. Those are some of the times I remember when I went off to college. I had to leave the state. I know exactly how you feel, Daniel. Danielle, I should say. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. Dan, let me just say, I know how you... Somebody bought that up real quick. I know how you feel. Because you're gonna... That sense of being away from something unfamiliar and not being surrounded by your family, it does feel kind of tough, but I think you could pull through. It'll take maybe a good few days, a week, a month, maybe even more. Sometimes you just feel better being with your folks, but you'll get that. It'll run its course. Top of other drama to do with your birth mother. It's been a long year. Oof, I've had that too. I had an intervention with my mother. How are you, man? Last order, I'm trying to stay positive. Too much stuff hit the fan all at once, and I'm trying to just keep calm and stay positive. Friends and family members are having pretty bad stuff. One of my friends' grandma passed away due to C-19, and she was cool people's. She walked with Martin Luther King with like pretty much most of his marches, and she was such a cool person. She really was so nice, but she just knew how to talk to you. I mean, she wasn't my grandma, but she certainly says that if anything ever happened to me, she'd be like, I'd be the first person to knock on the social services door and be like, nah, he's coming with me. And I love that woman. I love that woman. So I immediately got results from the frickin' prisms. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm more worried about my friend because that was his grandma, and he talked for a little bit and then he kind of just went silent. Like, he just went to another room, and then, I left him alone because I know he's not going to do anything, but he's just like, hopefully he doesn't stay in that rut for too long. Oh, I thought that was something else. Let me go back here. Hopefully he'll find his peace. We're kind of, I'm sorry about the mic thing. We're kind of just in it real hard. I've also heard that we're not really making any progress with this whole entire C-19 stuff, only because people in this country just don't seem to want to, I don't know, take precaution. I'm not really sure why. I don't understand why people are not taking precaution out of all this. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, I did that by accident. I think I need those. Deep Shadow Claymore. No, that's at 470. So I don't need that anymore. But at the same time, it does look cool. People putting themselves over the safety of the problem. Yeah, I think so. I don't understand it though. The whole world's on fire. The whole world is sick, and people are thinking it's like a conspiracy, or that the government's trying to, lie to us, or not even for instance, my government. It's the people in my country. They're like, government, the Democrats are trying to trick us. They're trying to control us. Donald Trump will save us. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to take precaution because Trump made, I don't get that. Made mass political stupid. Well, I could try sponsor you for Canada. I end up in Canada. I go to Canada. I hear Canada is pretty cool. I don't know. I think we could still go through Canada. I think we're next to each other, so I'm pretty sure we're still open borders with Canada. Kind of have to go through Canada. Well, not really. They could take a boat or a plane. Hope things improve. Yeah, hey. One step at a time. Only countries that are struggling with the virus are the ones run by wing zealots: India, Russia, Brazil, and America. Oh yeah, Brazil. Brazil has a problem too. I forgot about that. Russia? Russia? Really? I didn't know that. India? Well, okay, India is a big population, and China's obviously should be on that list too. Sorry about that. China keeps saying we got rid of the virus. Then the next week they say the virus is flaring up again. It's weird. I don't think you can actually essentially travel's banned across the border. I mean, that's what happens, you know. All countries were mass. They're doing much better. Japan never had a shutdown because they made masks mandatory. They had a tiny little bump, I heard, and then they went back to just being completely okay. The Brazil president now has C-19. I heard he said C-19 was a hoax. Sorry, not sorry. I think that's just a bit of karma for him. Has a bubonic plague going on right now? Really? Do tell. Look at all this Deep Shadow stuff. I don't... See, I'm in this dilemma now, because I don't want to give up my Deep Shadow stuff. Because, like, okay, I'm, like, 100% sure if I give that up... Wait, did I take off the... I didn't take it off the weapon. Let me do that first. Border to Canada is closed unless you have an essential worker. The border between Mexico and Arizona are also closed. Funny enough, I am an essential worker. I work in the medical field. I may only take care of data, but that's also important. If data is not transferred from one hospital to another, or one office to another, people have no idea what's happening, and they can't cross-reference notes. But then I guess I can cross the border if I really wanted to. I'd be like, is this for work? Yeah. But I'm not gonna do that. Let me see. Let me just wear this real quick. What am I wearing now? Oh yeah, these are the gloves that I experimented with. Look at that. I actually was able to overmeld that. And I think I can overmeld again, but my overmelds will probably break. It's a case of it popping up in China, the bubonic plague. I'm sure they can handle it. It's China. They'll either handle it or hide it. It's either or. Chinese authorities confirm a case of bubonic plague near Mongolia. Mongolia is a big place. The peninsula for the bubonic plague, though. No, they will hide it. I thought they... I mean, yeah, they'll do one or the other. Oh yeah, I got Crysterium stuff and Eden. I got Eden stuff and I'm wearing Crysterium stuff. Honestly, do I have enough for Crysterium? I have enough for some Crysterium stuff, but we haven't been able to actually do a proper raid since last week. So that might be a problem. I have the oh no, I got the Crysterium pants. So the only things really I need is this. Get rid of all of my eating stuff. What job are you planning to level up tonight? I am currently fishing and warrior, and warrior might take like most of the night. Only because it's warrior and it's easy. Also, it's a tank, so it might just go by really fast. I'm gonna retrieve. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can retrieve it. 2 cases of bubonic plague. Crack down on marmot hunting, or marmot hunting. Really? Do they know where it came from? Broke it. Oh, I got it. It's an actual headline I never thought I would read. Really? Well, China doesn't have the healthiest eating. Like... Yeah, I know, that was weird, right? I would always doubt myself to get it. Look at that! I don't know why I have not tried to retrieve any of these. Oh, yeah. Yep, I used my luck up. So the gunblade is fine. Did I already put it on my... Didn't I? I did! Okay, thank goodness. Hey Wraith, what's up, man? I was wondering. I got my Drizak now, so now I don't need to... I'll need... Wait, no, that's the Shinryu Lance. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't need anything else, but... That is to say, I might need to go ahead and go to my chest so I can start clearing that out. There's a bunch of stuff I can give up. Oh my goodness, why didn't I get this already? How you doing, Wraith? Not much, just chilling and building a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. How are you doing? Just chilling out. I threw on some lo-fi music to see if I could chillax for a bit. People were, you know, they're trying to get through. Let's just say that. They're trying to get through the day. People that I know are just trying to get through the day, one by one. I think I can get rid of all my deep what? Okay, I was like, I was about to go crazy. I was like, wait, what? Why does that have that on there? Wait, hold on. Okay, no, that's still the same. That's for thaumaturgy. What am I wearing now? I am wearing that, so I don't need... Wait, nope. I might need that because of the scholar. Yeah. The plagues generally spread through rodents. Why they're saying that? No marmot hunting. That makes sense. That makes sense. China's people, I should say, have it tough over there. They have it real tough. I feel for them. I feel for them when they live their everyday lives. I don't feel for them when they start advocating some sort of racial issue, but that's neither here nor there. As of right now, they're going through a tough time over there. My heart goes out to them. Is this? Oh yeah. Okay, I can't get rid of anything 400 because I'm still using it for my warrior. Like the music though? Oh, it's a bunch of like rainy lo-fi. It's supposed to soothe the soul, so it says. Ooh, I can get rid of... Wait a minute. Oh, that's a critical hit. Oh, I hope I can retrieve this. The new gladiator. Thaumaturge and pugilist can't fight their class quest if marmot hunting is banned. Well, it's a good thing they're not stationed in China, nor is this game made or was made in China, hopefully. I'd be kind of saddened if I found out that I was playing a Chinese game. And there are reasons why I feel that way. There are reasons why I feel as though I wouldn't want to play. Wouldn't want to play a Chinese game. Only because I don't like Chinese. A lot of the Chinese Chinese companies. China wouldn't make a game like they would steal the assets and try to make their own Final Fantasy XIV and spread it throughout China, which has 1 billion people, which is kind of like, you know, self-enriching. They circulate their money back to the government, and they'd be like, "Hey guys, we have a good Chinese game too. It's kind of like Final Fantasy. You'll love it." And we're like sitting here like, "You bastard." Tencent might come after me. Tencent is trying to cover their butts right now. But yeah, you're right. I might as well just be like, I might want to stay low. What the fudge? I don't know why that keep happening. Okay, just making sure. Okay. All right, and then we gotta throw some stuff in the chests. These two are like really close to each other, and I think that's kind of adorable. That's a little bit of positive love there. They just real close talking. You don't know what they're talking about, but it is kind of adorable to see it. Pretty sure Yoshi P and company are Japanese. I'm sure. And then also Koji Fox. They would make a game like Final Fantasy XIV, but they wouldn't make Final Fantasy XIV. They'll probably call it some like really high-powered Chinese name, and they'll pretty much I know what they're going to do. They're going to ban 14 in their country. Then they're going to take the assets from 14, and because their laws are so different and so just bad and nasty, they'll make their own game, put it on a phone for mobile use, and call it one of the best games because it was downloaded about 500 million times, even though they have like 1 billion people living in China. I don't know, what is the Ultimate Fiction 14? Where's all the other 14 games? What happened to the other games? And it's just like they have to explain, oh, the other 13? Let me see the Chinese population. Chinese population is 1,439,323,776. Oh, that's pretty tight to the T. Holy crap. So, over 1 billion, 1.4 billion people live in China. You got 1.4 billion people living in China, I mean, your population is huge. No, don't want that. But like I said, my heart goes out to China, honestly. Look at this. Look at all this. Look at this. I'm about to trade. I can't trade any of these in. Because they all look so nice. Darn you, Final Fantasy. Darn you for making things look so good. A lot of these. Oh no, I have 2 of those. I can get rid of some of these. If you draw a circle around China and India, there would be more people in the circle than in the circle. Oh, there would be more people in the circle than probably most of the world. Yeah. You ain't wrong. All my hats. Honestly, yeah, I can't do anything else because yeah, I didn't save any of that because there's no point. Yeah, I don't think I can take out anything else. These two are specific. This is the reason why I keep those two. Get rid of the stuff that can be easily replaced, the low-level gear, similar looking style, etc. I'm trying. I am trying. Like these two right here, dinosaur leather shoes, dinosaur leather shoes. What is the difference? I don't know. I'm gonna restore one. One's pure gold. This is the reason why I have two of them. Everything else is all different stylistically. Especially the weapons. The weapons look different stylistically. But... dang, I can't really get rid of any of these. Because there's a reason why I saved them all. Because they all looked good. Except for this. Let's get rid of that. I could preview them. That I can get rid of. I don't know why I had two of those. I'm just trying to see if I could find doubles. Birch, Yama. We're gonna get the birch. Can't get rid of the cane. Stripe. Everything is stylistic. I'm just trying to comb through all the crap that I have that's doubles, really. I forgot about that. King's Oh wait, no, that's the King's Guillotine. So yeah, I've been trying to get that forever, just for the aesthetic. Let me see. Everything else is probably, yeah, everything else I definitely do want to keep. The Roncon shield. Wait a minute, I already did all this. I thought I didn't have that. I was about to make the same mistake twice. Are they expensive? The glam dress? I thought I heard that somewhere. The glam dresser? Are they expanding the glam dresser? Sorry, I misread that. I hope? Because Square needs to realize that we need a lot more inventory. They really do. They need to, like, have Minecraft inventory. Which is in the thousands, by the way. Then they're gonna come out with, like, oh my god, if Square Enix said they want more inventory, they have to buy it. If they say that we have to buy an expansion for our inventory, I'm gonna go on a huge rant. It's better than WoW's bags. I don't know WoW's bags, really. Maybe one day I'll sit down and just play WoW for the hell of it. We're gonna actually put this away. Oh, it's 100%. Everything's like 100%. Okay, well. They won't. They're not Bethesda. Or EA. Or Activision. Or Tencent. Schmaten Schmooky. Hi, how you doing? Your name actually made a little bit more of my day there. I do like your name. But hi, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Trying to feel good vibes here, some positivity. I'm a little depressed because of certain situations, but I'm getting better. I'm feeling better. Music's making me feel better. Music in culmination of talking to you guys is making me feel better. Titan, be a better tank. Seriously, be a better tank. He has a face. He has a face. I thought he was just a rock. Yeah, music is powerful. I wish I could play music, you know? Titan needs a rework. I think all of them needs a rework. Every single Eggy, or Eggy, whatever you want to pronounce it, I think they all need a rework. They'll look closer to their primals. Like, make them bigger, and make them closer looking to the primals. And I know, if they're too big, then they'll fill up the screen. But you should have the decision, like the choice of making them look like I can't turn the camera around, but make them look like what they originally are in the bigger forms. Which, I mean, are we complaining that Bahamut is a giant dragon on the screen? I'm not. In fact, whenever I see Bahamut on the screen, I'm like, oh man, oh my god, he's about to wreck stuff. That Titan just became an Ifrit because of that roast. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to do it, man. I didn't mean to do it. Let's see if we can. Aha. Okay, I'll extract the materia from it. It's never too late to learn to play music. I'm sure there's a YouTube video for that. There is. The only instrument I can come close to actually playing is probably the piano. But I haven't played the piano in years. I had to self-teach myself to go to like a I went to a local music store and I learned. Hey Jess, what's up? What's up, beings? Hello, fellow being. How are you? Are you fitting in with the humans? I mean, your neighbors. Yes, your neighbors. Jimi Hendrix was self-taught too. I forgot Jimi Hendrix was self-taught. I forgot 100% that he was self-taught. Convert like everything from like, which would be impressive. I hate when I do that. It's because my mouse, I don't have a full extension on my mouse here. I'm just going through them, seeing which one I can extract materia from. There we go. If I convert my entire channel into like a music channel though, that'd be something. But I don't want to do that, and I can't do that because I'm not like fully invested, nor did I go to school for music. Like, I'm good rhythmically, but I guess educational wise it's a bit different. But of course people will say that you can find everything on YouTube, and that's true, you can. Here's one. Take that. There's another right here. Stay away from people as best as you can. Staying healthy? Good. You're doing a lot better than most of the people, I guess, in America. Not really too sure what the percentage is. In my town so far, everyone's being smart and wearing their mask and not getting close to each other. I swear it keeps doing that. I swear to God, stop. I swear you keep doing this to me. Why am I still wearing that? Oh, is it because... No, why am I still wearing that? That's not supposed to be on anybody. Oh, you know what? I know who's on. Sorry if it looks boring, but I'm just trying to take care of business. I am trying to take care of business and staying on the brighter side of life, you know? The name of your channel would make sense, would make more sense. It would, wouldn't it? Actually, what would make sense if I leveled my Weaver up to 80 and then my name would have more, I guess, more output. Why am I going to crystals? Crystals don't gain soul. I don't know what I was doing. What am I doing? Okay, everything good. What's crazy though, I don't know if you guys have noticed, in 14 there's been a lot more newer people coming in. I don't know where they're coming from. I honestly don't. But I mean, welcome all the same. Living in New York, and we've been very vigilant about wearing masks after, yeah, global epidemic. New York is a hot spot. I feel for you, Linux. You know, stay healthy over there. New York is a hot spot. My family member who has COVID is in New York right now, and you know, my heart goes out hoping that this will just fall through, you know, just pass on by. But new people coming in consistently. Yeah, isn't that weird? I mean, like I said, welcome all the same. Welcome. Linux, you're new? Well then, welcome. How long you been playing Final Fantasy for? The base game is 50% off right now. Oh, that might be... But MMOs is different, I think. If you're trying to invest in an MMO, you know you have to like it in order to keep playing. Although there is the free trial thing and yada yada yada, level 30. It's only like 2 months or something in PS4 I got base game plus 1 month sub. It's not like they didn't make their money off this game. What's going on? Been around for a while, just YouTube didn't give me notification for a long time. DCUO. Now, which one is DCUO? Don't tell me. 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 I'm not cheating. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. DC Universe Online became stagnant, and the player base was becoming younger and dumber. Ah. Did I get it right? Was it DC Universe Online? Playing since February. Love your lore videos, so I stuck around. I'm actually in the midst, and you guys heard it here first, I'm redoing all of my job videos where I talk about basically their lore, their impact in the game, and the history of Final Fantasy, and it's going to be more informative while at the same time you know, not shirking any details or anything, and what their impact is in 14, because each and every job has a story in this game, and they all have a lore in this game, not just their base story. They have a lore. They all come from something. There's a reason for every job existing. It's been socially awkward, so I just feel like people are getting into my shoes, getting in your way, trying to get into your business. Just finished my main scenario quest roulette, my main for the day. Still have my alts to do. That's a lot. Okay, this new account always includes a 30-day. Oh, well, that's something. I did not know that. DC Universe Online. I was there since launch 2011. 2011. You are kidding me. 2011. That's some dedication. What made you come over here? That's my question. Because if I'm... No, that's Neo-ish Guardian stuff. I can't get rid of that. This is 480. Why would I... Hold on. 480, 480. I have... Yeah, what the heck? Is it different now? Unless I have like two of the same thing. I might... No. Choker and earring. Ring of casting, ring of casting. Weird. Just finished the Shadowbringer story. It was amazing. Every expansion was amazing in my opinion. Could be a standalone game. That's what a lot of people say, that the game itself, the story itself, does feel as though that this could be a standalone game. Okay, the choker. Choker's right. Okay. What? Hold on. There's choker and then there's the earrings. So Eden doesn't beat these out? Why? Are they the same thing? Spell speed. Direct hit. Spell speed. Direct hit. That's weird. I feel like most of the expansion could be standalones and some 24 raids too. I actually feel that way too. They're trying 2014 for Final Fantasy 14 equipped because Monk was very different than it is in every other Final Fantasy game. It's working off of MMO law. It started Black Mage this time and main Red Mage. Final Fantasy VII Remake made me try it again though. How? Is it because it's Final Fantasy? I'm not really too sure how that works. Here's my question. Why would they suggest this? Is it the crit? It's probably the crit damage. Yeah, there's crit in there. Crit over direct hit. And direct hit over spell speed. Makes sense. Okay, I was trying to figure that out. I was like, why do I have those two? Stormblood is also not as bad as everyone says. I think Eureka left everyone with a bad taste, but I just skipped it. Good for you, Linux. Well, there are people who still like Eureka. Eureka is based off of another Final Fantasy game. Well, at least the makeup, the gameplay, and how you go through it. Which is, they copied that from, like, Final Fantasy XI. And as archaic as Final Fantasy XI is, the game around it and how it works, like, that is how it works in itself. But 14 does not work that way. It can't work it can't work off of 11 rolls. Not for me at the very least. You're stuck in gacha hell. What? Where are you, man? Get out of gacha hell. I mean, don't worry, I'm also stuck in gacha hell in Dissidia Opera Omnia, but, you know, I try to regulate that. Doesn't help that my best friends, all they do is play Dissidia Opera Omnia. Like Lisa's growth in the expansion. I'm not saying that the story for Stormblood was bad. God, no, it was not. In fact, the story is pretty good. But I wouldn't, you know, put it on the pedestal of... I wouldn't say that it felt the same as, like, Shadowbringer. Shadowbringers was a lot... It was darker and deeper. And then there was Heaven's Word, though centered in one area. It felt as though that was a proper sequel to an MMO or something like that. It felt like a sequel, pretty much. Eden drops. Oh man. Speaking of Eden, I really do need to my group, we're actually trying to find somebody for our static. Well, we're thinking about it because one of our members is having a hard time keeping the internet. Stuff. Not anymore. I'm at 42. Yeah, I can get rid of... I think I can get rid of all the Eden Gate stuff that are here. How you doing? Heaven's Word was basically giving us the rest of 1.0. This is why it was so Ishgard focused, because Ishgard was 1.0. I have a sinking feeling you are directly correct about that. It was rare, but it was there. Story progression flows so well, like something is critical, because I think they intentionally make the story, like, even if there was a cliffhanger, it flows and connects very well. It's like they don't leave anything out in between, and it just feels like if you're going to another place, like in Stormblood, you're sailing across a ship, and because you're the Warrior of Light, something has to happen, and then you're wrecked on a ghost island. But then you move forward, and then you finally make it to the new place. You finally make it to this place to the east, and it's just as what you would think it is. It's very Eastern, very, Japanese. It feels very traditional. It felt good. It felt good touching down on that, and people were tweeting saying, "Made it, done it, made it." And there was another reason why they did that. It's because people were getting stuck at certain parts. I believe we had Raban. Was it Raban Extreme and Pippin Savage? The gates that blocked us from getting to Gagane. It was a fun time. Well, the 7 remake made me come back because I thought this is the most beautiful and expensive game I've ever seen. And I've always wanted Square to make a superhero MMO like 14, so why not give it a try? I think there's something more to DC Universe Online that I've never really tried to pick up and play before. I saw the title, it says you're depressed, wanted to check on you. Yeah, some things are happening. My best friend, his grandmom passed away, and she was cool people. She was really like my grandmom, and just a whole culmination of everything that's been happening in the past week. Like, I can't go to social media anymore. That's like poison to the mind, and just finding out that, certain people that you looked up to is now disgusting monsters, and you can't really do anything. I drink static, but I'm kind of new and different on a different server. Makes sense. But then the first part, kind of new, I think you'd still make it. Story is being planned since the beginning of A Realm Reborn. I have a feeling they had like scraps, notes, and ideas everywhere, which is probably the same thing. I've misunderstood, but when gear has the same eye level, the game will recommend the greens over the blues because greens can be overmeld. Maybe? But in this case, the blues recommended for me because I think it was the crit and the direct hit. Not too sure. Raban and Pippin. The PTSD. What's the chill music mix you were playing? It's in a playlist called Rain Lo-Fi, and it's in Spotify. So it's like, listen without shuffle first. Thank you for listening. So they told me to listen without shuffle, and I'm doing that. And created by this guy named Jeremy Ho. He basically made this playlist just so that he can calm down and do his homework. And I think he went overboard and decided to create a whole entire playlist for people to listen to. People often confuse dark or grim storytelling for deep. I think it's due to writers not being able to convey hope without first displaying despair. That's why we have so few good Superman writers. Speaking of writers, some of the writers that I've seen in the movie industry, I'm not really too sure what they're doing anymore. It's kind of confusing what they do with certain franchises. No, I don't want that. I want this. I even go to social media even before all the drama. What's your server in game? My server is DIABOLOS. I am on the least popular server in Final Fantasy XIV. I am quite definitely on probably the most free and the least popular, which is the Crystal Data Center. And the reason why I changed from the Crystal Data Center is because I actually had a few stalkers in my last data center, in my last server. Not like you guys or anything like that. They were a little hardcore. Let's just say that. Let's just say one of them confessed to me through their video game avatar. Yeah, I had to leave. I didn't want to confuse them or give them any bad signals. And then I'm getting DM'd on Discord saying like, "Why'd you leave? Why'd you go? I'm sorry. No, why'd you go?" And I'm like, "Listen, go find a good boy, right? Find a proper boy." What's even worse is that I think, and I only talk to this person as like a friend because I'm very picky, which is the reason why I've never been in any kind of controversy. And two, she was a little obsessive, so I had to leave. Totally stalking me. Hey, you guys, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know if they came over to the server, but I left, went to a different server, did not play for like a month or two because I got burnt out at the same time. But then when I came back, it's like, "Oh, I'm glad you're back. What server you're in?" I'm like, "Crystal Data Center," and they're like, "Oh." By the way, Jehudi, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Whole hearts, man. Whole hearts. Thank you, Jehudi. You are the man. Check your DMs. Social media isn't good for mental health. No, it's not. There will definitely be an entire wing of psychologists dedicated to the effects of the human psyche for 100 years from now. Yes. God damn it. Social media really I think social media messed me up a little bit just because of that. A drama like that almost made me leave. Drama like that was Ultros, made you leave Ultros. Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird thing. I don't think you should. I mean, I guess depending on the circumstances, because there are some people who somehow miraculously found their partner through video games and media and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think I would do that. Careful, because if they know your character name, they can just Google your character name, and by doing this, they can find the server you're on. I'm sure if they really wanted to, they would have done it by now. But let me see. I'm not gonna read what you sent me. I'm just gonna look at it. Is that your house? Is that like a corner of your house? Because if it is, the windows is really good looking, Jehudi. That's a good looking house corner. I wish I had a house, but I have an apartment. No, I have a room inside a guild house. I don't even have a... They need the first and last for them to track me down. I don't know if they'll... I mean, like I said, if they really wanted to, they could have tracked me down a long time ago. Let me just return this to my inventory. And just be like everybody else and just sell it for $9,999,9999999. Actually ended up dating my FC leader after all the drama, and is the reason I moved to Utah. Oh wow, see, miracles do happen, Daniel. I'm glad the positivity is here. I'm glad we hear the positivity, and we can all agree that social media is kind of poisonous. It's really poisonous, and I think I'm gonna give Twitter a break. I'll go on it for like lunch, maybe, and try not to get obsessed over it or get addicted to it, and I'll just let it be. But I'm gonna try and wouldn't do too much Twitter. Twitter is really, ugh, I hate saying it. It's really breaking people out there. It's flirting with your house. Jehudi, give me the number to your house. I want to date your house. Your house though, in all seriousness, if that was your house, it's just me taking someone else's house to shitpost. Oh. Word? That's you just going into people's houses and taking pictures of it? I think if you want to find a mate on a video game, it's best to have an FC or guild with some real friends in there. And yeah, I've had a little bit of a thing in an FC and in places. Decided it wasn't a good idea for me. For one, I want to be a good partner. I mean, long distance is fine, but I would like to visit my partner, hang out with them, know them better, and that's just a me thing. That's a me problem. That's a me problem, not a nobody else's problem. That's a me problem. I want physical contact with my partner, not just over the phone or over the voice, which I think that's also fine. But you know, say we actually hit it off and they're from like France or something, and you know we really like talking to each other. I think that's cool. But me, I will fly to France and visit my partner. I will find a way to fly to France. Find people at their best and worst. Yeah. Social media is definitely a double-edged sword. I'm thinking of deleting my Twitter and Facebook again. It's just depressing logging on. Yeah. I don't know what's up with Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook in years, though. There you go. I've told you one of my biggest secrets. I have not been on Facebook for years, and I'm glad that I have not been able to do it. Oh, Jehudi's in lurk mode. All right, so Jehudi's gonna be in lurk mode. Alright, so we need to talk to this person. No, talk to this person, yes. And I think there's, yeah, Savage Aim 7. Ooh! These are rings. Okay, it was rings. What is that? Facelet? Oh no, that's bracelet. So bracelets, rings, and all that other stuff. So ear cuffs. What the heck is an ear cuff? Earring? Do they mean earring? Well, not random band, but we'll be in here in spirit. So basically, Jehudi is here lurking. Like he said before. As big as 14 is, there's definitely a woman who fits your criteria. You just gotta put yourself out there a little. Maybe join a Link show or something. Maybe. Again, this is the least popular data center, or I think I'm in the least popular. No, not server, but least popular data center right now. There are so few people. The one advantage though is that our prices are not millions or thousands. Our economy is pretty low. You could come to Primal or live in Polmog. Yeah, but I've already made connections in here. And it's not like I can convince them to move over to Primal. App has tons of dating groups too. The app? What do you mean the app? Wait, the 14 app? The app that I don't use? I don't use that app. I think falling for someone through a game like 14 is beautiful. because you fall for someone for who they are more than what they look like. Also, you could try a cross-world link shell. I could. Still delegated to same data center. So that'll be like my only limitation. But yeah, that is a very, very plausible thing. I could do that. What server am I on? I'm on DIABOLOS in the Crystal Data Center. Again. I mean, there's reasons why I was here. 14 app has tons of dating groups too. I'm actually genuinely surprised about that. I did not know that. Like, I'm not knocking it. I'm just genuinely surprised to hear that. When did this start happening? Like, it probably happened in the beginning, but it's like I didn't think there would actually be dating groups in 14. I know there was like a couple people who had who did find their partner through it. They have what? Yeah, they have. Yeah, I'm surprised too. By the way, Nex, how you doing? And Jeff, how you doing? I am genuinely surprised to hear that. I did not know that it was a thing. I should try it out. 14 dating groups. This game has changed. It's like me comparing, really. Oh yeah, that's at 80%. I'm probably still gonna break it. Huh? Well, nope. 80% is 80%, ladies and gentlemen. I should... Honestly, I'm very curious about that now. There's a brothel I use. It's pretty fun. What the heck? But, I mean, honestly, I don't want to go to, like, a place with sex workers. Yes, I have genuine respect for them. Had no idea they actually had groups with that. Yeah, I know, right? When it started, there were also RP dating. That's sketchy. I wouldn't. I mean, if it's up, it's up to them. Should make a video about the app. There are very little info out there. I should probably take a look at this app first and see how it works. RP thing has always been strong for 14. That's true. Is that the same thing for World of Warcraft though? Who actually here has played and seen the community for World of Warcraft? Wow, that proto-ultimate aiming materia. Again, Scavian. RP dating is different than actual dating. People don't know how to separate in character and out of character. Feelings get all jumbled. I'd say it's a pretty sketchy thing if you RP date, because I don't think you want that to get in the way of your true feelings. You never know, like you may actually confuse yourself. Determination? Whatever, I'll take it. I'll see if I can take it out of it. What community? So much communities in World of Warcraft. I don't know a single one. Or both RP and real dating on the app, and ERP if you're into that. I like a genuine dating. Like, I don't want to sit here and be like, you know, typing in, oh, my lovely dark shadow mistress, how I love thee, I wait on thy throne to reminisce our time within the fields of flowers, where we first sought eyes and locked lips. By the way, that was just out of my ass. I just came out of that. That just came out of my ass. But I don't want that kind of thing to happen, because then it becomes confusing. You don't know, you just don't know if it's like real or anything, in my opinion. Trying to find anything that has any materia on it. Nope. I played and seen World of Warcraft communities and even RP'd a little. It's different. Problem in just yelling in Yulmore, you might get catfished. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's another problem, getting catfished. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Hey, Night Theft, what's up, man? Oh my gosh, wait, why is this still... what is this? Oh my goodness, that's... level 80 stuff, right? Okay. Choker and ear cuffs. I thought I got them. Okay, so that's not choker, that's a choker. I'm trying to find it, try to find it. This is it right here. And there we go. You can make it poetic. You were halfway there. I don't think I'm doing it again. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that again. That was the first and last example of me, you know, emulating RP dating. First and last time. I don't think I want to do that again. Honestly, like I said, it'll be weird. It'll be odd. Weird, odd. It'll be odd. Because how do you separate your emotions as the character that you're role playing, and then you try to actually have like a legit conversation? And maybe you can, maybe people can. Maybe you can date a wood elf, you know, and visit her, and when you do visit her, you be like, hello Alex, or something like that. You'd be like, hey Alex, and they'll be like, Michael? And it was like, yeah, it's me. Rastafar the Barbarian. Sorry, I'm not making fun of him. I'm not making fun of it, because I think it might actually be a thing that works. Probably just not for me, though. You can interview some RP daters and do a video on it. And see how that works. It's like, see if people want to get into the RP dating scene. I think that's a fair thing to actually try and make a video on, because I'm genuinely curious at this point. Trying to find something like love through RP is not something I would recommend. I mean, maybe it's not for everybody. I don't know. You know, maybe it's just not for everybody. I know it's not for me. I know that much. It's not for me. Okay, let me go fix this. You just want some vicious RPing. Trying and find something like love. Yeah, I think I just read that. Sorry about that. Rastafar the Barbarian. Yeah. Yeah, Rastafar the Barbarian. I don't know where it came from. Actually, I think that's an actual thing. Somebody might be called Rastafar the Barbarian somewhere in another game, or somewhere in their own RP group or something. Unless you've known them for a long time. That is also true. RP for a week and while, and then the guild fell apart the next week. I haven't RP'd since. Interesting. It wouldn't be because it was the RP. Would it be because it's like, you know, people got bored of it or something? Or maybe people just had like, you know, separate things going on. You want to check Lodestone? You would. So these groups are on Lodestone? Interesting. There's probably tons of groups in Lodestone that I don't even think. Maybe I could do a video on the different groups that are out there, as long as the groups stay within the comfort zone and not. And I hope there isn't like a not safe for work group, which I'm sure there probably is one. Oh boy. Okay, you know what? I could... We're at 10 o'clock? Doesn't matter. We could do main scenario quests. Main scenario, I could talk with you guys and still play at the same time for like an hour. But to see if there's a Rastafari the Barbarian. Probably not in, maybe not in this game. I don't think there's a Rastafari the Barbarian in this game. Probably, you could probably find one in some other game. Lilac is looking for new members. We're a gentle FC focused on helping others. Send a tell for more information. Look at it. I remember like back in the day when people were really, they were coming up with their FC and they were really looking for people. Too bad I was already part of one. Jenna RP. Oh wow. And it was great for like a week. Oh yeah. Then the Guildmaster got RP murdered. And the officers took over and it was all downhill from there. Oh my goodness. That kind of reminds me of the first FC / guild I've ever joined in 14. I have tons of stories. If you guys would like to hear one, I have a story of a group that I used to be in, and it just fell off real hard. I felt I had to leave that group, and you know, because of that group though, I've met some really good people. I've had some really good friends. One of which, who was in the chat, Jehudi, who is now lurking, but he's not really here, he's lurking. He's a close friend of mine who I met in said group. So, when this game first came out, Realm Reborn, there was a group, and you've probably heard of this name before, somewhere on YouTube, called Brain Scratch. Now, this involved not the entirety of Brain Scratch, because the members of Brain Scratch didn't really play this game. They probably played it for a little bit and fell off of it, but one of them continued to play. And that was Some Call Me Johnny. Now, you've probably heard of that name. So he decided with a friend of his name was Phoenix at the time, or at the time, but I don't know what he's called by now. I still call him Phoenix. He created a group dedicated, or in honor, not in dedication, but in honor of Brain Scratch. So the YouTube name that you probably heard of was Brain Scratch Commentary, and the group was named after that. The FC was named after that. So I joined this FC, and the voice chat was probably the most bumpin', the most used. Like, this Discord always had people in it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is always someone in this Discord, and it's always packed full. They had to have different groups, and people had like their own cliques and everything like that. But there was like a total of like 15 people in one group one day, and this is how I met Jehudi. He was talking about his grandma, right? And when I came on, he says, this is the reason why you don't piss off a Spanish or a Mexican grandmom or a Latin grandmom, right? I come in, I said, that's the reason why you don't piss off a black grandmom. And everybody was just like, wow. Because it's true. That's how I introduced myself in that group. Don't piss off a black grandmom. And you know, because of that, because of the rapport of me just being that oh so cool but funny guy, I got to know a lot of people. I got to know so many people that everybody just knew, or most of the people knew who I was. Eventually, it came to a point where, you know, we were doing raids together, we were doing content together. Whenever Johnny came on, there was a problem, though. He was the FC's not only mascot, well, not mascot, but he was the golden boy. We had somebody else who was the mascot. His name was Linky. He was basically the mascot of the entire FC. And we'd mess with him every single day. But we would have called your grandma for a week. That would have been would have called you grandma for a week, but with that good charisma, charming with his way into people's hearts. It was there was that problem though. Whenever Johnny came on, everybody was just like, Johnny's on, guys, everybody pay attention to him. They just like, every time he would go into the FC house, or every time he would show himself around the building, people would crowd him. You know how people are when they meet like the YouTuber or somebody famous, and they start crowding around them, like they won't let them alone. They would send them tells. They would shout out like, Johnny, and they try to get his attention. His close friends, or people that he knew and were close friends, or are, they had to maintain stability somehow, some way. So whenever Johnny comes in, they would just be like, okay, Johnny's on, keep it together, stay in control, stop acting like he's some sort of big time celebrity. He just wants to play the game. Sometimes they didn't follow that rule. These leaders themselves did not follow that rule sometimes, and would often give Johnny special treatment. Which, I mean, that's fine because it's a FC that he's co-leading with. So, I didn't really get so close to Johnny or anybody in particular for the need of wanting to know everybody. But I was just a very friendly, very open person who was willing to listen and willing to just be friend and do content with people, you know? Those are called streamer privileges. The funny thing is that people were left and right copying streaming, and they did it. I think most of them did it for the clout or try to get fame. They would say like, "Hey guys, would you advertise me?" And I'm just trying to have fun in the game. And then that's when groups start happening. The people who had logic and a sound mind and just wanted to have fun, compared to the people who just wanted to hang out with Johnny. And that bubble was huge. It was huge. It was like a good 100 of people. Okay, we got the longer one. I guess we get 20% more experience, I guess. But we got that big bubble of people who just wanted to hang out with Johnny, and you got this like really cool bubble where we just wanted to hang out and have fun. That's where I was in. But sometimes problems arise over there, and I'm like, hey, what's happening? And then it's just like all sorts of things happening over there. And that's how I got to know a lot of the leaders, because often I would mediate some problems. I would mediate arguments because I was the middleman, I was unbiased, and I would solve silly little trade problems. People were just like, dude, I gave you this big rare item, you only gave me 10,000 gil. And I'm like, alright, let's go to the market board and see how much it is. And then we'd keep that person to that, to how much they are supposed to give, or if the person was just wrong in the first place about how much they were supposed to be given. It was a whole bunch of diddle-daddle, bunch of arguments that really I did not care for. But it happened. Lennox, you ain't wrong. Praetorium, 50-ish minutes. 50-ish minutes? I'd say it's about an hour. It's about an hour. it kept going on though. It was a weird time. I was glad to be part of the group, but it was like it was annoying. It was getting annoying. So I got to know the leaders real well because of this. There was people like Resh, Linky, String. There was people that I actually know right now who are very close friends, and I'm in their FC right now, who were leaders of the group. One of them was his name was Solus, or is Solus, and he's right now a close friend of mine I talk to every other day, especially on Statics, on Static Night, and you'll hear him whenever we get on, so you'll know who Solus is. I meet String, Linky. Apple wasn't part of that, but it was a thing. Only thing, it seems everything Alfie touches fails at some point. That sucks, but it's true. That sucks. I should have noticed that too, Leon. Seeing as a master of negotiation, that's actually what it came down to, is that I was the negotiator. I just needed a giant robot and call him Big S or something, and I'd be the ultimate negotiator. Because if all else fails, pull out the giant robot. I hope somebody gets that reference. I hope I'm not too old for saying that reference. Don't worry, I got this. Alright, good luck, everybody. I know, that was bad. That was bad. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. But I just wanted to cause a little chaos. They could still die up there. That's the see, somebody died. Somebody really did die up there because they couldn't make it. I was being a little bit of a jerk there. Sorry. Some would call him a master debater. We all have those nights, you know? You know, Linux, we all have those nights. Sounds like a Player One reference. Never got any references in my age group. But so this group, right? Let me continue with the story. So this group, problems did arise, but we all, at the end of the day, just wanted to have fun, right? Whether, you know, you were in the bubble of hardcore fan person, or you just want to have fun with the game. And the people who are usually trying to have fun with the game were always looked at as like the cool kids, or the guys that knew the game and, you know, were close with leaders, or, you know, the cool kids crew right over here in this bubble, because they were too cool to go and surround the streamer with so many memes that it just got tiring. So unfortunately, I was put in that group with the cool kids. So there were always some people in there who, and we're talking about people in the other group, who would think, oh, they're just stuck up a-holes or something like that. There was always talks behind. But so far from that group is the group of leaders, right? And they're even smaller group. The problem is that they had a separate Discord, a separate group, a separate place where they could just talk a whole bunch of bad stuff on a lot of people. They would talk behind the back of people that they had problems with. I remember one of them talking about a person. His name is DC, and we'll talk about DC later. But DC was a person who was just like dating both groups because he wanted in on everything. He was just like, I need to do it. But he was a good guy nonetheless. It's just that he let his fanboyism get out of control a little bit. Man. The infighting that happened because people found out about this group and how toxic it was just bad, because the leaders tried to justify the existence of this group, right? The existence of all the bad crap that they're saying behind not only their backs, and people were just talking about a whole bunch of crap about the people who were inside the FC. Like, they had to vent how bad of a person they were. So when that was found out, a bunch of fighting happened, and because of the fighting, I eventually got sucked into argument after argument after argument, and those arguments just kept going on and on and on. I didn't want to deal with it anymore, and eventually I shut down because people were coming to me with a lot of their problems, thinking, you know, I can talk to a bunch of the leaders and mods and the people in the group. It's not the case. I could talk to the leaders, but it's not like my say would do anything. They had a problem with this person or how this is ran, and it just got out of control. Eventually, the whole entire FC just started going out of control, and I had to do one thing. After going to the hospital because I had a sickness which had me coughing up blood, I logged into the Discord to see how everybody is. I said, hey guys, I'm alive, because I was gone for like 2 weeks and everybody was wondering where I was. I said, hey guys, I'm alive, I'm just in the hospital coughing up blood, and they're just like, what? Didn't give them any context to that. But after I came back, I made the decision to leave the group. And I wasn't the only one who left. So many other people left the group. So many friends that I eventually formed like groups with. They left, and eventually they started their own FC and different servers. We all left the server. We all tried to start over again, and we just needed to get away from this particular group because it was bad. And Johnny contacted a lot of these people who left and said, you know, I'm sorry about this, you know, some people were, and we even had a giant, like 300 plus people in the voice chat meeting to voice our concerns of how this, you know, how this got out of control. Didn't do anything. Nowadays, that group is a shell of its former self, and anybody who's still in it are only in it because they want to stay close to Johnny, is my opinion. But some of them actually, I think more than a lot of them, wants to actually, I don't know, play the game. Anyway, hey, Flipno, how you doing? How am I doing? Venting frustrations, talking about stories, trying to stay positive. Don't want to be in too deep of despair. Just trying not to stay depressed, because it's not healthy for my psyche. It's not healthy for anybody, you know. Just had this on my main. Nice. Not worry about keeping up. Why'd you sprint? What was the point of that sprint? 300 people, holy crap, when was this? This was the tail end of my timeline within this FC. We had a whole bunch of events, we had a whole bunch of stuff going on. The FC was pretty fun at the end of the day. But it was to establish, or to establish what was going on, to tell people what was going on and how we felt about it. People had speeches, people wanted to say, you know, all their gripes and grievances. It was just nuts. I was sitting in there just like, oh, dude, this is the end. And all the major people who were in that FC has already left. The people who were smart enough to get out there early had already gone because people was just being an asshole. But you know, Johnny is the common name to the moral stories. Don't do what Johnny does. Well, okay. Again, if we're talking about Johnny feels like a fake name in this story, no, Johnny is actually that's his name. If you look up on YouTube, some call me Johnny. That's who I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure some of you have actually heard and watched his videos. He does reviews on games, but he touched Final Fantasy XIV and became addicted to it. So I don't know why they did so. But yeah, it was a lot of crap that I had to put up with. They didn't say any names while they were talking about all this stuff. They decided to keep the names out, but eventually they came to talk about all the grievances, how some people were being affected, people like me, and they didn't want that to happen. But I think the best memory I've had with that group was actually meeting them in person. There was a convention called Too Many Games, and I met everyone there, including Johnny. And what I mean by I met everyone there, I mean I met the leaders there. The leaders were the people who went there mostly. The fans were there too, but it was like, wait, that Johnny? Yeah, that Johnny. Yes, he's actually a friend on my friends list. But I'm not going to show his in-game name because his privacy is, you know, my concern. I don't care. Actually, I trust you guys, but I'll show his in-game. You'll probably get to see him in-game too. I don't think he really minds meeting fans, but I don't want him to have like a stalker issue or anything like that. But it was because of this get-together at Too Many Games, I became good friends with the leaders and with so many people. I actually became good friends with Johnny. Kind of closed the gap on the separation of me admiring him for being a content creator to actually becoming friends. That's when rumors about me started happening, though, where some people thought I was just trying to get close with Johnny. That wasn't the case. I was trying to get to know my fellow FC crew, the people who I talk to in voice chat. People always have this ulterior motive, thinking that, you know, he has an ulterior motive. And I'm like, no. Why can't we just all hang out, you know? 384 subs for Johnny. Whoa, okay. Well, he has good videos. He has really good videos. He was the one who inspired me to actually start making videos. So it's thanks to Johnny that some of you know who I am today. Another way I've been making money since I got Shadowbringers was to sell all the level 7 materia. Can't you use, yeah, it's, I've been using level 7 materia for overmelding, if I could. But that's only on my weapons, really, because, you know, we have, my blacksmith is at level 80. I'm feeling good, guys. Thank you for, you know, chatting it up with me. I feel a lot more positive. A lot more positive. And telling you the story gives me something to say. But, you guys might actually hear me talking with people like Linky, String, Apple, Experiment, Jason. All these names are all basically connected to Johnny. And Johnny and I don't talk like physically a lot, but if I were to show up on his stream, he will immediately know who I am and will address me, because I got stuff to do. I want to stream. I want to make my own content. Johnny is not my world. But he knows who I am and he considers me a friend. So I was like, oh, I'm actually in one of his videos. I'm in this Smash Brothers video. So see if you could spot me in that. So it gives you a bunch of currency for it building quickly from fades. Yeah, I had a ton before I got the, yeah. Seems pretty cool, but it's a shame that his presence costs so much havoc. It's everything. It's like Asmongold. If you guys know who Asmongold is, Asmongold, whenever he all Asmongold has to say to his chat is, go overpopulate a town and or city, and you'll see hundreds of players populate a city in World of Warcraft, and it's nuts. Johnny doesn't have that kind of power, I think, but when you get a look at that, like, Asmongold can go anywhere in World of Warcraft and he'll be surrounded by his fans. He can't go nowhere unless he's just traveling and constantly moving. So it's kind of the same thing with Johnny, only on a smaller scale, and it's with a whole bunch of other streamers, I think. But these streamers have to have a better notoriety outside of Final Fantasy XIV. So I don't think I'll ever have that kind of thing happen to me, where I'm surrounded by fans. I'll have like stalkers, maybe. I'll have people who constantly want to talk to me, and that's fine. The stalker thing is not fine though. When you start sending me personal mails saying, hey, can we talk? I think, you and I are good friends. I just want to talk to you. Meet me in blankety blank. And I'm like, well, it's a good thing I can't get murdered in this game. No power Asmon has is nuts yet. It's an understatement. Asmon has too much power. Hey Jeff, what's up? We're just trying to love you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Parasites are always jealous, and those who are just kind-hearted. Here's the thing, I can't call them parasites. I just call them overly fanatic fans, They're fans. If you had, envision yourself in the shoes of somebody who's pretty famous on stream or on YouTube, and then they get a giant following. If I ever get over 100 people watching at the same time on any platform, and I won't be able to read everyone's text because it's flying up high, it becomes a little, it becomes a thing. But you don't call them, I wouldn't call them parasites. I would say that the leaders were probably parasites. Fans, I would say they were just fans. I've seen some of Asmon's videos, and yeesh, that's because his people, he doesn't call them toxic, but a lot of them are toxic. And Asmon, I think he's not what other people think he is. He's very cynical, but I don't think he's what they are portraying themselves onto him are, which are very edgy, very non-moving 35-year-olds and who just don't like anything else other than World of Warcraft and Asmongold's opinion. And they like to meme a lot, and it gets stupid. He pretty much is playing a role. He's pretty much playing a role. But that's why I can't ever say his fans are parasites or anything like that. Which, I'm not disavowing Unite Theft. Nah, not at all. Not at all. It's just the fact that your fans, you kind of influence the fans if you're that big. And in this case, Asmongold has a lot of influence over his fans. It gets nuts. Your best boy wish had a big part in the story. Wish he was still part of the main story, but he ends up being part of the side stories. He's like, Sid, I will defeat you with smarts and valor, and here he is swinging a hammer. But I like Nero. And at this point, I think Asmon is trying to be a better person. I think. I get this feeling that he's just trying to be a better person very slowly. He's trying to influence his fans to be better people. Should not ever call your fans toxic or parasites. You never know where people are coming from. Yeah, I believe in that. Your fans can sometimes be influenced by you, but I would say that, oh, Nero's gone. I would say that, in this case for Johnny, people who called me a parasite, honestly, I mean, I don't think they were deflecting. I think they were just sensitive. I think that, because I was the only, technically, I was a fan, and I was just a member of the group, but because, you know, I just wanted to play the game, I wanted to make friends in that group. You know, I was invited to actually stay in the same room with one of the leaders. I was in a, like, I lived close by, but overnight I would stay over their place, over in the hotel that they were, and we had fun. We went to Dave & Buster's, we played Exploding Kittens, we were playing a whole bunch of games while we were there. We went to the convention, I bought a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have because they were sharp, not really sharp, they followed it down, and they were made of metal, but I got a lot of old games, I got collectibles there. Too Many Games was so great. But the thing is that Johnny opened up a video call with his fans to say hi, because he was there at Too Many Games. You know, he was also there to film one of his videos with Cat Icarus. He had a lot of stuff going on during TMG. So he was hanging out with friends, shooting a video, and then hanging out with his 14 buddies. And I happened to get included in that. But during that time, the people that I was rooming with or staying with, who I consider my close friends now, had, like, they were having problems with the main, like, leader group, which I also became friends with. It was an awkward time because I would show up, I would knock on the door, they would look through, like, the little eyepiece, and they would just be like, "Oh, Sync, hey, he's cool, let him in." And I would just walk in, I'm like, "All right, guys, what we doing? What we doing today? You're playing Smash? Oh, man, let me pick up them sticks. I'm gonna murder everyone." But fans would come knocking on the door over and over and over and over. Somehow, someone leaked the location where Johnny was. And they would knock on the door. They would be like, "Hey, can I get a picture or an autograph? Johnny's in there, right? Yeah. Hi, Johnny." I'd look over at the door. I'd be like, "Dude, you have it tough." And Johnny was tired. Johnny was like the most tired he's been all day. I did make him laugh though, because I was gonna go back and I was hanging out with String, Phoenix, who was the leader of the FC at that point in time. And I said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go over to Solus and Luna's room and we're gonna play Exploding Kittens. It's kittens that explode." And he got a good chuckle out of that because he's never heard of that game before. But he said, nah, he had to go and do something. He probably had to go and do, like, you know, go back to his room where his brother and his closest best friends are, and he had to get, you know, his private time with, you know, with them. And, you know, that's understandable. I went to my room. I was like, that was cool hanging out. We played Exploding Kittens. We played Jackbox. We played a whole bunch of games that night. It was a good time. I had to go to work the next morning, so I went to work real quick, came back. Actually, no, that was the first day. I think the second day, we had complimentary breakfast in the hotel, and who else but Brain Scratch Commentary, the whole group, was taking up one of the, like, high tables. They just took it all up, and people were not staring, but they were just recognizing them. They were just like, "That's Nathan. Oh my god, that's Nathan." I was like, okay. Now I didn't associate with Brain Scratch crew. I got my breakfast and went back upstairs to eat a little, watch a little TV, and hang out with my friends. Then we came back down. Actually, came back down, ate more. Then we went back to the convention. After, at some point, the leaders had to come together and talk about what had happened in one of the showrooms, which Johnny had to pull connections in order to make happen. So he had his own little showroom where it was a bunch of 14 people, and they were just having fun there, or they were just talking, and Phoenix was like the main showrunner there. And Johnny had to, at every time, make a joke so that the room became a little bit more positive. It was all about, what do you do in 14? It wasn't handled very well, to be honest. It was not, and I gave that opinion. But I was allowed to like sit up front, and there was like a little bit of an in-joke. There was a bit of a joke where I was disgruntled because of I think I was disgruntled because of the glamour. Because 14 eventually just became Glamour the game. And I was just like, what happened to just going into the dungeons and actually playing the game? Like, isn't Glamour part of the game? I'm like, yeah, but there's more to it than that. And it was like, we're at true end game, Glamour, and that's what only everybody ever did at some point, and I didn't like that. But yeah, it was crazy. I thought, because I was a fan, I sat in the back of the line. So this is where people found out who I was. I was standing in the middle of the line, waiting to get into the room, so we could have that thing happen, that show. But Solus, Luna, Linky, and everybody else saw me standing in line, and they were asking, "What are you doing standing in line?" I was like, I'm here to watch the show." And they were just like, "No, I mean, like, we know that, but why are you standing over there?" So they pulled me out of the line so that I can get the priority seating, which is at the front, where all the main actors, main people who are part of the group. So people who saw me were just like, "Who the hell's that guy?" I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be a little bit complicated. Some of them who heard my voice was just like, "Is that Sync?" And I was just like, "Hi guys." And they're just like, "I didn't know you knew Johnny." I was just like, I don't know what to tell him. I don't know what to tell him. I didn't act like a fan. I acted like a person who just wanted to hang out and have some fun. That was the biggest difference between me, those people. I guess I was part of also this group of friends who act the same way. So I was in that group, then there was the fans, and then there was the leaders who were actually very protective of Johnny, to the point where they were acting like his personal guard. It got very tiring. But eventually, after the show, I was like, that was a poor show. That was a poor show. It was pretty poor. I also got priority seating in Johnny's thing. So Johnny and his friends got to sit in priority seating again, standing in line. They were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, waiting for Johnny's show. And they were like, "Come on, what are you doing?" And I was just like, okay, this is probably going to make me look like I'm one of his closest friends or something like that. I don't want people to get confused. But at this point, Johnny knew who I was. We hung out, we've talked, we've chatted, we've ate brunch together. So we became friends. But I didn't want anybody to get confused, because it's not like, we were like really close friends. We were just, at first I thought we were just, in the associated FC, and I would still be delegated as a fan, something like that, or a member of the FC. But I was highly respected as one of the members in the FC who people listened to, which was okay. Didn't know that till I left the group. So that all happened, and pictures happened, videos happened, TMG went off. It was a pretty good time. Met some good friends. We all left, had a good memory. After that, though, things got confusing. It was because of TMG that people started seeing me as someone who wasn't supposed to be there. Should name this video afterwards and how I met Johnny and the others story. That is true. I should. How I met Johnny. But it was because of that whole entire moment, because of meeting Johnny, because of meeting these people, that I started getting people talking behind my back. And it wasn't the leaders that was talking behind my back. It was like regular members and fan people who didn't know who I was or knew who I was and thought I was just yet another person who got into the circle because he pulled some strings or something. And that was never the case. And it really got me like a bit upset, because it's like, you can't just have fun with somebody no more. You can't just hang out with somebody and become friends with anybody no more. You have to be a parasite. You have to be trying to get clout. You have to be you're not really that kind of guy, you know. You're being fake. It was disheartening. You know, some of those people who I thought I was friends with turned out they were just there because Johnny was there. Because of that, it was just like, I can't take it no more, so I left. Johnny wanted to make sure that I didn't, you know, felt some sort of way. I said, nah, man, we're cool. But it was, God, people say that are the ones trying that very thing. It's the truth, and I wish it wasn't. Ooh, I think I home ganged him by accident. Yeah, I home ganged him by accident. Whoopsies! That's okay. It's not like this boss is hard or anything. But yeah, after I left the group, I started focusing more on streaming. I started hanging out with my friends more, and this was during... this was at the end of Heaven's Word. We were going into Stormblood. So when Stormblood was happening, I found out who my true friends were, and you know, it became a thing. I did drop off the face of the earth a few times because of in real life stuff. I moved a lot during that time, and didn't really want to move a lot, but it kept happening. Someone actually died. Huh. But yeah, I met a lot of my friends. I would say I got really close with Linky, got really close with String, Solus, Luna. I got really close with a lot of the, you know, cool peoples within the FC. You probably found me during that time? Probably. But yeah, I did start focusing on streaming, and I tried to focus on more me than anything. I never used Johnny, no matter how much people wanted to say this, I never used Johnny to boost my name or try to gain any clout or something like that. I never really saw myself doing that, and I even checked myself. I tried to see if, like, hey, let me know if I'm getting into your business too much or something like that. And that was never the case, and they would often ask why I was asking that question. And that's the effect of people saying, you know, you're a parasite, you're only there for clout. It was just bad. So, I mean, I separated what myself, you know, my streamer self, my content creator self from that, because I wanted to try to build it on my own. Stormblood brings out the worst in some people. You're right, because they created Eureka. Not Alex Savage, the Static Killer. But there was a person that was in the FC who was a very hardcore fanboy. His name was DC. The leaders treated him like a pariah. He's actually a good guy. He's actually cool people. He now goes by the the prefix of she now. So, you know, good for them. She had a very hard time with this group because they didn't say it in front of her. They instead, you know, kept talking about her in just the most vile ways. And whenever they brought this opinion up to me, I said, I mean, maybe they're just more of a fanatic. I don't really see that much wrong. And they would go on and on saying how bad that person is. And they do that with multiple people, not just DC. But DC did have a fanatic problem. She would, at the time, follow Johnny everywhere. Everywhere. It didn't matter where. Everywhere. Even tried to get into the room a couple of times, so the leaders wanted to hide Johnny from DC, and it was just so bad. I didn't think that was right. But at some point, after separating ourselves from that, DC separated herself from that, and you know, went on their personal journey from the prefix they were to the prefix of what they are now, and had a little self-reflection and inner meaning of themselves, which is kind of deep, right? But I'm glad that she's doing all right and is satisfied with her life. And that is the story of the FC and or guild or group called Brain Scratch. It's how I met a lot of my friends. It's how I really got into streaming, and it's how you know, I've met a whole bunch of people who are now considered my close friends. And we never use that power ever again. That was a long story, but the story had a lot more complications. I'm just glad I was able to shorten it down a bit. But there's a lot of stuff that this particular game has brought out in terms of like a whole bunch of like drama in and out of groups. Certain scenarios happened, which it was just weird. But I do not regret being in that group. I do not regret it. Although I always wonder what that green ball was. And I don't know if you guys saw it. There's like a green ball that flies around. I'm not really too sure what all that is. And if I find a scene, you could make it into a movie. Woo! It was an hour story-ish. I had to see that green ball again. I'm thinking that's Heidelin. I'm thinking that's Heidelin. I'm not too sure. But the story could have been longer. I'm not gonna make it any longer. In the cutscene, yeah. I was trying to figure out what that green ball was. I'm thinking that's like Heidelin or something. Just watching our battles. Yeah. I'm not sure what the green ball is. We'll figure that out later. Still don't know what it is. Yeah, I just... Oops! I have aggro. I should probably be over here. Yeah, it was weird. So I have no idea what that green ball is. I mean, at this point, we just got to stay positive. I wonder, though, I'm probably one of the only few people who are still playing 14 on YouTube, other than, like, Last Order, which he came and gone, but Last Order Films, thank you for dropping on by. I know you can't hear me. And thank you for being a buddy, for being a friend, for being a good person. I like how that one person stood inside the impact and didn't die. And they are a dragoon. It's true, they are tanks. Aaron Bright, what's up? Since I'm new, I have a question about tanking. Do you usually decide who it is, main tank or off tank? When it comes to whoever pulls aggro, yeah. What it usually comes down to is that before any like big fight or anything like that, not dungeons. When it comes to raids and big fights, yeah, we try to ask and see like, hey, do you want a main tank or do you want to off tank? And it's just like, you or I. Like, sometimes you can declare it saying, hey, I'll be MT or I'll be off main tank, and they'll be like, okay. Because honestly, when it comes to like raids and regular trials, it doesn't matter who's the main tank, it doesn't matter who's the off tank. All tanks can do both. So as long as you, at the beginning of it, say, hey, I want to be MT or OT, you're cool. So yeah, I'm not sure how that works with like World of Warcraft. I know that in Guild Wars 2 they usually go by like whoever has like the best defense or best equipment, and usually the tank doesn't even stick in Guild Wars 2 because everybody would be doing so much damage that the giant raid boss would be like, okay, I see you as a tank. No, I see you as a tank. No, I see you as a tank. No, I see you as a tank. It gets weird. YouTube needs more 14 streamers. I don't know. I can't find. Well, I did find it. I found the YouTube live, I guess, page, and I found gaming. I did not see anybody playing 14, which is weird. They're usually over on Twitch. I'm looking for a raid and trial content. If you're looking for raid and trial content, I mean, you said you just beat Shadowbringers, right? What kind is the same as 14, depending on content, unless you... Alright. Oh, that's the music. Depending on, unless you have heavy theory crafting. Oh, Crystal Tower is one of my favorite raids that I've unlocked so far. Let me tell you. You stream on both? Yeah, I stream on both. Shh. But the only reason why I stream on both Twitch and YouTube is because Twitch is one pissing me off with everything, and two, sometimes I think people deserve to see the content on whatever platform they want, and a lot of the times there's like people who can't really get onto Twitch and actually enjoy the stream or want to watch the stream because of how Twitch works. And I do not like depriving people of not seeing that stream on Twitch. So as long as nobody says something, nobody has to know that I stream on both. And I only say that because like, if I ever become Twitch partner, I would try, because I at that point the rules become a lot more strict when you're a Twitch partner, and I don't think I'll ever become a Twitch partner. I want to, but if I ever become Twitch partner, I would stream on Twitch at a certain hour and then stream on YouTube at a certain hour, because it's not fair for anybody who follows me on YouTube and only on YouTube cannot, because they're forced to go on Twitch, but they can't handle Twitch, to not be able to see the stream over here on YouTube. So it's crazy. Also, how you doing, Mark? How you doing, man? Just finished that one earlier as a red mage. The story go much further after that raid. You talking about Crystal Towers, Linux? Kind of dreading the day I run out of story. For Heaven's Word, probably. If you finish 5.2, then you've officially run out of story. So on Heaven's Word, just unlock Anti-Tower. Anti-Tower is a fun place. You want to know something about Anti-Tower? Anti-Tower is upside down, as you've already noticed. It's an upside down tower. But the reason why it's upside down is because they wanted... The tower is actually a giant beacon pointing towards the live stream. And the lake that you see at the bottom or above or below the tower is actually a portal or a connection to the live stream. Cool stuff, right? This game has a live stream. You look at the bottom top left and it says to be continued. It has yeah, if it looks like this, then you have finished the story. But I don't know if Linux actually managed to finish the story. Solus, I was just talking about you. Hi, Solus. Welcome to the stream. I was talking about you. I was telling the story of our time in Brain Scratch to everybody. And I was telling them how, you know, the different factions, how the leaders were toxic, all that stuff. People calling me like a parasite and a clout chaser because I was just cool. I was just cool with like everybody. Everybody was like either trying to have fun in the game and not trying to chase Johnny, which was like a giant amount of people. I was telling them how I got like sick and tired of it, sick and tired of being the mediator. I finally like shut down and I was just like, you know what, screw this, and left. After like you left, and a whole bunch of people left and decided to leave, and told them all the whole story for about an hour. I think I could just do that every time like a main scenario quest comes up. I could talk about like a story of like my life. But ladies and gentlemen, Solus Moon is in the stream right now. He's actually over on the Twitch chat if you want to chat with him. There should be a link in the descriptions in YouTube if you want to go over to the Twitch and talk with Solus. Solus is one of my close friends. I am in his FC right now. And out of everything that came out of that group or guild or FC, however you want to call it, I think his friendship, his now wife's friendship, is probably the most precious, endearing things that I've ever gotten out of that. I'm enjoying the story, so I'm taking my time. I got Gunbreaker, good class, but I'm really not into the rotation. You don't get the rotation? Well, what level is your Gunbreaker? And maybe I can help you out a little bit.
Are you okay?
Elspaka! Thank you for the Twitch follow. If you're coming over from YouTube, welcome to Twitch. And Luna's in there. Luna is also in the chat. If you want to have a chat with the amazing people that I've talked about in the story, they are over on Twitch. Need to find an FC. Hey, if you're here, if you're in Diabolos, in the Crystal Data Center, you could always join the FC that I'm in right now. They are hiring, or they are allowing people in. Without spoiling things, it's best to read the patch notes. Well, how far are you, Linux? I was trying to figure out where the stream was coming from because I had like 50 tabs open. You're a tab warrior like me? I'm glad I wasn't the only one who has like 50,000 tabs open at a time. Copy Factory is 5.2. Is Copy Factory 5.2 or 5.1? I forget. Maybe it's 5.2? If you're curious about rotation, Wesker Alba has a great video. Yes, he does. I would just don't confuse yourself. Do not confuse yourself with the rotation. Start small, then go on with the more complicated stuff. I'm in either Midgard, Midgardsimmer. Where's Midgardsimmer, actually? OCD about tabs. Can't have too many. FC mate always had like 50 tabs open. Tab warriors. What do you want to say? I'm sorry. Tab warriors. No, Alicia, don't let Luna discourage you. Tab warriors. Tab warriors. Tab warriors. Finished Shadowbringer's story and did Eden up to E4. So E4 and today. So you're not too far away from finishing the real story, unless, I mean, that depends if you have this up here in your main scenario bar. So it's 60. It's a bit overwhelming, unlike Paladin and Dark Knight. Yeah, Paladin and Dark Knight are actually rather easy. Afterwards, you just need to keep up your GCDs. Make sure that they're all good. Your off globals and your globals. Make sure that you actually off globals, more or less your off globals. Make sure that your off globals are set out on time. Keep the only thing I would say for your Dark Knight is keep an eye out on your MP, because sometimes it would just be best to have 3000 MP in your MP bar, just in case you need to do the Blackest Night, and that will cut you off a little bit in damage, but it's better to have this as your backup if you need it. That's the only really tip I can give you right there. Join the game first if you want to raid big stuff later. Ease your way into learning rotation. That is good tip from Solus. If you done Eden, try Copied Factory. Copy Factory is fun. I did a video on the Copy Factory actually, because there's a room that you only have access to after you finish the Copied Factory. So Linux, do Copied Factory, and then go back and look into that place again. Where do I unlock that? The Copied Factory? It is in here. Not Ilmeg. Kalusia. Tomra. You go to Tomra, and you fly all the way over to the other Dwarven village. What jobs are going to do, Aaron? Well, what jobs are you doing? What job is your highest, Linux? Like, what is your highest job right now? Or, I should probably ask what your favorite job is too. But what's the job that you're focusing on completing Shadowbringers with? Luna coming in with a subscription. Thank you. I don't deserve it, but thank you. Why is my friend subscribing to me? Don't do that. Yeah. So you want to come all the way over here to this place over here, Comra, which is the place where I'm going, and you'll actually find like an exclamation point somewhere around here. Why not? Because then people are going to start saying you're extorting your friends for money, and they're subscribing to you. How could you do that? And then, you know, somebody try to cancel me through cancel culture, and they're gonna be like, watch as Sync Weaver threatens his friends for money. And I'd be like, no, that's not how it is, and it's gonna be misconstrued. No, but really, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So somewhere around this area, you'll probably find the person, or within town. I don't remember who starts the quest for the Copied Factory, but it's around here. Aaron, Paladin, Dark Knight, Ninja Samurai, and all level 60. All level 60. How far are you, Aaron? You said since you're in level 60, did you just finish? You've just finished Heavensward, or are you still in Heavensward? I've Red Mage, Ninja, Black Mage, Dark Knight at 80. I picked up a new job with each expansion, but I think Red Mage is your favorite. I like Red Mage too. Red Mage is my favorite mage. I fell in love with it when I first saw it. Though the only disappointing thing is that I'm mad that Red Mage, they don't have some of the moves that they have in Final Fantasy XI, which is okay. It's fine. I just wish they had a little bit more physical moves so that they can honestly be the all-arounder. They do have physical moves, but you do it least of the time. That is the least of your rotation. That's probably you are 95% using magic, and the rest of the 5% is you doing physical stuff. My Twitch Prime sub that I keep forgetting to use. I'm not person, dwarves aren't people. Oh, don't say that. Does it start in the main dwarven town? No, I actually think it starts over here. I mean, you could go back and see if it's in a main dwarven town. They probably have something going on over there. But I think it starts over here. It's like something Kuma. Yeah. Kumra. Right here. Right over it. Gossipy Dwarf and Pelusia location 12987. So that's not where I am. 12987 is over here. So right here, next to the repair person. So it might be over there. We're missing hasting all. I think the reason why they don't want to have us to have haste is because it might break the game. Haste is having more speed onto your attacks is a game-breaking thing in an MMO like this. I mean, at one point, Monk was like the most powerful thing before they were just like, stop it. Stop doing that, Monk. You can't. Stop doing that. Still in Havers, we're going through Dragonsong, just beat the Holy See. Nice. Nice. You're gonna enjoy the rest of that, I'm gonna tell you. Is your FC friendly? I'm not MLG Pro, but I have no friends on my server, so I would consider transferring. I would say my FC is some of the bunch of nicest people I've ever met in my life, if that says anything. I like how it blends, it's a blend of white mage and black mage and has great utility and looks cool. And fashionable. Most fashionable. That's what a red mage is. It's the most fashionable. And yes, there's a story to that, to red mage, why it is a blend of white magic and black magic, and I'll talk about that later. Miss Final Fantasy XI red mage so much more utility? Yes it is. Yes it is. Quest series leads to Comra. Okay, I got to Comra's mission. Thanks a lot. Would have probably seen it when I make my final patrol. They also don't want us to have refresh since they kill giving mana to others. Truth. Well, some of the, I mean, they honestly already have refresh in the form of this little thing called lucid dreaming, but again, I think they just don't want us to break the game anymore. What if haste was just like a Peloton? They wouldn't want us to have haste. They wouldn't want us to have haste. Not at all. They give red mage res, so that is already broken. Yeah, but what if they gave red mage a haste, a stun, a sleep, a paralysis, which I guess would be the technical term of stun, bigger heals, not just the one heal, and more physical damage, which we can just go back and forth with, which is how an actual red mage outside of this MMO is supposed to be like. Not to mention a whole bunch of spells that we're missing with the red mage, because red mage has like the same, if not more, and it also has unique spells. Not TUI shame, but why are the icons so damn big on the right? These icons are for me to see if they're cooled down. So where this is so small that I can tell what they are, sometimes I can't tell when, I don't know, when I do something like, oh, I don't have a dummy here, but I can't tell sometimes when I use, like, you know, Flesh or Contra 6, and it's like, oh no, I don't know when it comes back up, so I have that at the side of my eye so that I can see the cooldowns. You just want Stone Skin back? Well, everybody does, and they're never giving it back. They're never going to give us Stone Skin back because it was too broken, apparently. Imagine White Mage really does break the game when it comes to Mana Lucid and Thin Air. God, I'm about to do White Mage alone just for that, but I'm not really a White Mage kind of person. I'm more of an Astro kind of person. But they ruin cards. His is more for Time Mage and other Final Fantasy games. Yeah, they have haste on other classes and jobs, and haste basically made it a lot easier to get your turn back or hit a lot more. It was great. Probably why they left it out. I'm also enjoying Blue Mage for some reason, just for fun. You can enjoy Blue Mage. I may not enjoy Blue Mage as much, but anybody else can enjoy Blue Mage. I think if it was utilized more to capturing your move that you want, I can tell you it's a lot easier to use than Final Fantasy XI and other Final Fantasy games if you're a Blue Mage. But God, 100k Blood Lilies are also fine. Dang, Solus, just putting up those numbers. Just putting up those numbers. Do you have number cooldown indicator or the pie chart thingy? Number cool, or actually no, I have the pie chart, but the numbers I think shows up anyway. So like, can I fall down? I can. Okay, all right. I gotta be careful. I was like, can I just fall down from here? Yeah. Woo! What class do you think they will add next? Geomancer? That's a good guess. I would say Geomancer is probably the closest. I think Geomancer may be the thing that they were actually going to put into the game. But to answer the other question, so like, you see how it has both the number and the pie chart? So now I see this on the corner of my eye much better than seeing this small thing. And the reason why these are small is because I need this screen to see. But yeah, this is the reason why these are so big. So the cooldown is much easier for me to see on the side of my eye. And when I finally get the ability back, that pie or that circle closes up and bam, it flashes a little bit for me to see it. I'll eventually get haste, maybe. I want to get Blue Mage, or I wanted to get into Blue Mage, but I don't know if I can without a group to run things. It's true. I think you can do Blue Mage by yourself. I did it the first time it came out. You can do it by yourself and get all the moves by yourself. But having it in a group is a much better way of going through Blue Mage. Which getting skills were easier for Blue Mage. I think it's fair, to be honest. I think it's fair. You want to make the game more streamlined or something like that, like easier to pick up ESP, since they made debuffing enemies in the game kind of like situational. I don't know if they're even anything like heavy or silence in the new raids though. In 24-mans they usually don't utilize that because they want to make it everybody friendly. That's what they've been trying to do with the entire game. Guessing Geo and brand new class is coming in the next expansion. I guess healer and DPS. I would guess that too. A new question: how do you queue unsynced? That I can just show you. So using controller, it's really easy. It's easier to tank with. I think we'll get Chemist as a healer, but for those who want to do unsync, so when you open up like something like this, you can open up the cog in the top left-hand corner, and you can actually do like undersize, minimal, silence, you know. But what you want to do is like, you know, join. You can join or not. You can do undersize. That's how you do it unsynced. So undersizes participate in duty without meeting the minimum party member requirements, which I'm going to change back now. So you think chemist is healer and geo or necro as a caster, or maybe a healer if they're feeling generous. Necromancer is a conversation that I want to have. Blue Mage Arena also has some abilities that they do, which is the reason why you gotta go to the arena. As much as I love Astro, I think we are overdue for a new healing class. I think so too. There's only 3. We have a lot, but they separate the DPS on their category. So we got the support long-range DPS that are physical. You got the magic long-range DPS that are magical. You got the physical DPS that are up close. And they kind of try to keep that like separate but even in kind of ways, because that's, I mean, Dancer was the logical choice this time, but you never know. I play with a controller and Dark Knight just feels so fluid. Most classes feel fluid though. It may just be a good game design. It is good game design. They have plans for everything, but early levels, I admit that jobs, they feel lackluster until you make it to like level 60, level 70, and level 80. Especially when you make it to level 80 and your job is like, oh, it feels so full. Solo turn 9 coil Bahamut. Ha! I never done that before, but you feeling better? Mark, I feel a hell of a lot better. I feel a hell of a lot better. I was a little bit depressed before, but this has made me feel better. You should do a video on how to unsync because there are no info in there. Really? That's kind of funny. Actually, a friend of mine and a fellow YouTuber, Mithri, I think he's done a tutorial on that. He usually do tutorials on simple game mechanics. Yeah, and Mithri was the crafting and the trading guy. He was the fieldsman and the crafter of the community. And my side of the community was so niche, the lore. You haven't done Bahamut. When I get my account figured out, we should do it. Oh man, your account's still a little messed up there, Luna. Ugh. Was it that? Cause what I wonder, did it have anything to do with what I post? Not like what I posted on Twitter was the reason why you got your account messed up, but was it something like that? Did you encounter that? Honestly, a new updated guide for the UI for new players would be a good thing. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. It was a whisper. Ooh. There are some videos. Yeah, that's what I thought. The lore in the game is so deep now. There are stories in the games that you probably do not know. Some lore that I know that I've not shared yet. But there are some stories that people do not know. For instance, I will give you an example. So there's Kalusia, right? There's a big old city just sitting there, right? A place that you will go eventually in Shadowbringers if you haven't made it there. But I'm not going to go in there. What I will point you to is the islands off the coast. So, you probably think those are just regular islands. No, people are actually there. People are actually there working as like fishers or in certain kind of mechanical way. Whatever you think, but offshore, like they would have like because not everybody can live in this place. So there are people that live here, people that live over here, and they all have access to that. So people do live in here, but they also live over here, and they live over here. Right after Dev live stream, so I was stupid and logged into it. It was a clone. Yeah. I thought so. Encyclopedia volumes 1 and 2 are amazing. I need to get 2. I have 1. Oh crap, I am over encoded here. I am over encoded. I want to do raids as a tank, but somehow I get kicked before it even starts. That's weird. Are they kicking you, or is it like an internet issue maybe? Was an endless whisper where she is never going to dance again. She got no rhythm. What the heck? And you've done coils, Jesse. The group kicked me. It's real annoying. They're kicking you? Why are they kicking you? You didn't even get started if that's the case. Like, I don't know why anybody should have any reason to kick you. Also, there's also a lore in the sky. For those of you who don't see it, I can't help but see it, but there's constellations in the sky. So, where's one right now? I'm trying to find one. Oh no. Okay. Nope. I don't think you'll be able to find it in this sky. I think it's because of the different skybox. Let me check and see. I will check and see. There we go. Glad you got the ref. Form your own team, then you control it. But he's talking about a 24-man raid, and where's he gonna get 24 extra people? Or 7 extra people, in that case. Try and queue as DPS, Aaron. It might be that your gear is too low for the likings, but it shouldn't matter in a 24-man raid if it's like everybody doing their thing. If you're on your own data center, you could also hit us up if you're on our data center, which is Crystal, by the way. And I don't think Aaron's in our data center. Heard that Dalamud was headed back to Eorzea. Has anyone spotted it in the sky, or was that just a rumor? That is not true, because Dalamud is no longer in the sky. Dalamud is basically not here anymore. It exploded. Along with Bahamut. But... Oh yeah, this is a different skybox than the one from, their Solus. Yeah, it's a different skybox than the one in the first. So, like, I'm trying to show it, but there's a constellation right there. So that's like a lore that people don't usually see, like, or think about. So, Lennox, I don't know about that rumor. That rumor sounds false because Dalamud's not in the sky. Is there a way? Probably think of. I need to farm some of our clears for gear since my rolls are terrible. Is there a way to check server population? I think there is. I just don't know the means. I know there is. Is Copy Factory the 24-man? Yes. You think you're in Primal. Oh, you're in Goblin. Oh, you're in my first one. You're in my very first server I've ever been in 14. So yeah, you're on Primal. What's weird is Diabolos was also in Primal, but then they were like, there are too many people in this data center. So they split everybody up. They put all the RPers, the RP servers in one, and they put the lowest populated ones in Crystal. And they were just like, hey, if you transfer to Crystal, you get rewards and stuff. So try and go to Crystal. And it was like, it was stupid. Or not just Crystal, go into the servers in Crystal. So there's a story to this thing here. There is a group of nomads that are to the south from here, right behind the Dawn Throne, near the desert. They believe in reincarnation, and anyone who wants to stop their reincarnation and want to die for real, and it's really deep, but they don't want to reincarnate anymore, and they want to go back to their mother. They would drop down this thing here. They would fall and go down to the bottom of this. Basically, it's a suicide jump. And then we recently found out that this thing here is a piece of like something that the Allegans left behind that works as a power conduit. And that's all it is. It's a power conduit. It's nothing religious. The mother didn't leave this here. So the person who jumped down there because they didn't want to be reincarnated anymore, bad ending. Bad ending. Circus Tower? What are you talking about, Circus Tower? What 24 man are you talking about, Circus Tower? I thought the data center were by time zones: Ether, Atlantic, Crystal, Central, and Primal Pacific. It could be, it might be, might not be. You have your choice of picking whatever one you want to go to. Crystal, Primal, and the third one are all part of the US. And that's as much as I know, and probably as much as I need to know. You're getting kicked from... Oh, that doesn't sound right. You getting kicked from the group? Yeah, that just doesn't sound right. It's still weird that they would kick you out, and I don't know if that's right. I don't think they should be allowed to do that. Currently fueling a giant shield. Playing Monster Hunter? Should do a video about the Shadowbringer side lore. This stuff is pretty fascinating. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in terms of lore. Some of that stuff will take like maybe 3 to 5 minutes to explain. And I might just do like smaller videos on lore. But I like to culminate it, and I gotta actually stop being lazy about some stuff. Right now I'm doing a video that isn't on 14 really. It's more or less on just video games as a whole, in terms of like RPGs. I've done it with Nin and Sam, but trying to tank with my paladin, got kicked 3 times, so I stopped trying. I don't know what that is. I mean, getting kicked out because I don't know. I'm sure Linux is eye level. Trolls? I don't know about trolls. It'd be weird if they get if Linux gets trolled all 3 times, you know? $255. Wait, what 24-man raid are you trying to do? My encoding's overloaded again. Consider turning video settings down. No, shut up. Stop being a weakling. Stop it. Stop it, stream. Stop being weak. You're not weak. You are strong. You are a strong machine. Actually, you played as ninja and samurai, and yet you still got kicked out. If we get at least 3 people, we can unsync it. If you're trying to do Circus Tower, yeah, I don't know. It scales down, so I don't know. If you do it if you do it unsynced, you'll be fine. As long as you have more people in it, not just yourself. Leveling without me? Yes, Solus, I am. I'm leveling without you. And sometimes I get groups like this where I might end up having something to talk about. So I have a group full of newbies. Oh, well, this one's not really so much as a newbie. That one's a newbie. That one's a newbie. So, I'm playing a dungeon full of noobs. I'm playing it with a bunch of noobs. It's great. It's a garden group. Go and try Warrior. It's really slow until after 30. I ain't gonna lie, it does feel kind of slow until you make it to level 30, when you're not a Marauder anymore. But honestly, it's probably the most savage out of all the tanks. Ow. There it is. Oh, look at that! Alright, let's see if they can handle this. I'm gonna try to get him in this, what you trying to do? Oh no! It's gonna try to work, well, nonetheless, I'm playing with a bunch of noobs. I don't think Goblin is part of the Primal Data Center. It might just be. It might not be. I don't remember. I think it is, isn't it? I think Goblin is part of the Primal Data Center. No! You don't be hitting my friends like that. Crazy. I would hope if I could. No, sometimes having noobs in your party is interesting because you never know if, like, you know, they know what they're like. If it's a noob tank, I would be worried. But in this case, since I'm the tank, I'm leading the party, so they have to follow me. Best of luck. Why may just free cure fishing? Free cure fishing? Maybe. Wonder if it could see me. No. Oh. I mean, for the most part, I can take care of myself. This is not a hard dungeon. Do you have to pay to transfer? Yes, you do. You do have to pay to transfer. Sometimes they'll have like days where it's like, oh, it's free transfer, and it's probably because of a special occasion, like a new expansion or something like that. But don't expect it to come too soon. Goblin is in Crystal? Really? Then we're going to have to try and figure out a way if we can help out Aaron. In this case, if you're in the Crystal Data Center, you might want to look up Solus Moon. And since you know, if you were in the Crystal Data Center. Not So Lost, how you doing? Thank you for the Twitch follow. But yeah, Aaron, if you're not in the I mean, you're not in Diabolos, you're in Goblin, but they can still help you nonetheless. Get like a link shell. I'm sure Solus and or Luna has a link shell for you. He didn't do the quest to get his tank stance. Really? It's Aaron moved over. Oh, okay, so that's Not So Lost is Aaron, who moved over to Twitch. So Luna and Solus, Aaron is Not So Lost. Halls on Scholar for the first time. Ooh, for the first time in a while. Okay, wait. Hello? Waiting for the last person to pop in. There we go. Let's go. Ow! You forgot to do your class quest? I got burnt again. It's not cool. Why is it always stone vigils? Because I'm with a bunch of noobs today. Who probably, I think 2 of them can't get any farther than probably this? I don't know. Oh wait. Oof. I got burnt again. This thing likes to burn people. I am not getting any more health. That's so weird, though, that they would take that away. I think they... Yeah, they took that away. So, back in the day, Inner Beast usually gives you back HP. I'm gonna ignore that chest. They can open that. Class quest is for, like, level 15? We don't have to go through there. I'm choosing not to get all that. But if they ask me to go ahead and do all that stuff, I will do it. Who would you like to see in the crossover event? Probably Star Ocean. Since that's also a Square Enix game. And it's like in the future, and sci-fi is like one of my favorite genres of all time. Still got to do Amdapor's Keep on hard mode, and the dungeon with Thornberry. Taking a break from the game. Been playing since 9 a.m. My dude, even I cannot do that. Never ignore chest. Chest equals loot. Loot equals seals. Truth, truth, and truth. I mean, it's already done and gone. But I ignore chests because I have an inventory problem. I like to call it the chest monster. Or the inventory monster. So basically, I have an inventory monster in my pocket. So based on consensus data, Conjurer is the highest played class, and female Mikotes are the most popular. Because female cat girls... you can't ignore cat girls. Everybody wants to play a cat girl, except for me. I want to play a tall, strapping person, because I am just trying to live a fantasy here. It's called Final Fantasy for a reason. I am living my fantasy as a tall guy with a tail and big old horns, and I love it. Your Makote's named Shepherd? What you trying to turn this into? Ooh, I forgot about that. You see Prism Fart. Oh no. Saw that at the corner of my eye. Of course I did. You see prism farming. I should do more of that. Get more into farming prisms and getting things and stuff out the way. May need to do this real quick. Cat girl makes more gil. Wouldn't you? A cat girl makes more gil just by showing up in a city. It's like, I love your avatar. Thanks. Here's gil. Why? 'Cause I'm a simp. Okay. Yeah, and sometimes you get stuff like this. In my chocobo Normandy. Oh my god. You're a Mass Effect fan, aren't you? I kind of missed the heyday of Mass Effect. It was good times. Good times in video gaming. Can be prism farming right now. Final Turk, thank you for the follow. You remember the retainer named Garrus? Or do you have a retainer named Garrus? Oh my gosh, yo, that'd be funny if you had one. If you going through a Mass Effect theme, that's awesome. Here, let me just pull them all the way over here. The reason why I pull them all the way over here is because it takes a lot more time for the twisters to reach the cannons, if they allow it to happen. The Mikote male felt weird playing as a cute cat man, but was tall and muscular IRL. Some people can do it, but I just felt odd. A cat man was my first character. I like anything that has a tail, to be honest, because a tail is always something that intrigues me. It's like, how do you make that tail function? How does it feel to have a tail? RFC house in game is in plot 60, War 21. We're still doing remodels. But again, if you're trying to do a server transfer, that does cost money. It does cost money, unfortunately. But since you're in the same data center, you really don't need to go ahead and do all that. I don't know why I just did that. You can honestly just get like a link shell from us, or a private link shell from Solus or Luna, or myself. Excuse me. We can like help you out with that. Sink is a confirmed furry. I was. I mean, doesn't a reptile man, not even a reptile man, I'm more of a demon man, doesn't, no, that's more of a weeb than a furry. Or maybe a chiibu is what they would call it. I don't need all this, but they might. Why are you healing? You self-heal. So I have a Lalafell named Loaded Potato. I mean, it's an appropriate name. come back here. Wait, no, I said come back here. I really gotta switch up that, Ooh. Lafel name Lali Lelulo. Ooh, nice rhetoric on the name there. You actually went ahead and put an effort in the name. I was more edgelord than furry. Maybe. I mean, 3 main cities: Than, Limsa, and Forest. Click on the main Aethra and visit either worlds in your data center. Yeah, you can still visit worlds, by the way, Aaron. So you can visit us in our worlds, and you can, since you're in the same data center. The only problem is that you can't do anything like joining an FC or something like that. But you can, like, get a link shell, and you can. Can you? Can you? Can you? You can't. Can you? You can't. I was gonna say that you can buy stuff from other worlds, but you can't trade or try to sell it in other worlds. You can buy stuff though. Like, say if you're missing some sort of resource in your world, you can go to another world. That's been kind of the fun thing to do. Some people actually go ahead and like buy the resources cheap from other worlds. They go ahead, they come over here, they go to other places and they start selling it for like an extremely high price on another. They are the overlords of 14. You can add us as friends. You can do that, yes. You just can't sell. Yeah, you just can't sell. Or cross-world link shells. You can buy but can't sell. Ugh. Spinning. I'm so glad they made Mithril Tempest. Cause like this right here is the weirdest. It is the oddest aggro for AoE for any tank to ever have. And then they made this. I was like, okay, now it makes sense. But then Paladins used to have Flash, which I think, like, why did they take that away? Like, why would they take that away? It was such a good... I mean, it didn't do any damage, but it blinded, and blind does things. Open says me. We go in. AoE rotations were needed. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, viewing cutscene. Viewing cutscenes. Viewing cutscenes. Still waiting. Look how the sky looks while you're going through this. I like Paladin has the strongest stun. Because they have more than one stun? I don't know about the strongest, but I know they have multiple stuns. TP removal is pretty nice too. Yeah, they didn't find a point for TP, except for that it's a layover from 1.0. And people were complaining about TP usage in the first place. Like, it was like, oh man, I gotta manage my TP. That wasn't really so much of a problem for me. Shield Bash does good damage. Shield Bash is a good stun. I wouldn't say it's a good piece of damage. I mean, it's part of a rotation, so it's okay damage for a tank. Flash was superior to Eclipse when Eclipse was first introduced, but now with the tank changes, Eclipse is actually useful now. Yes, because Eclipse was nothing more than an AoE that did nothing. It was just a hero spin. You thought you were Link for a second. That's what Eclipse was. It was a weird AoE that they just added. And I guess it was supposed to keep aggro, but it didn't keep it well. Because Dark Knights were just flying all around when it came to 24 man raids. Eclipse couldn't keep nothing, so they had to go back to Flash. Okay, now we're good. Wee. I'm gonna hop out. Alright, yeah, Aaron, if you can find Luna, Solus, or myself, you know, we could definitely help you out. There's been so much talk about another Calamity and rejoining that I think it's like Cheva's guns. Ooh, oh shoot. Ooh, they got frostbitten. Oh, they're the healer. That's... Ooh, no! Ooh, okay. This match is gonna be on the moon. I believe it. The moon looks like the most logical place. That, or we're going to the capital city of Garlemald. What it is, a film trope. It means when you see a gun in a film, it has to go off at some point. That's some trope. That's a pretty straightforward trope. Ooh. We had to argue with a paladin before. Aha, I can go through things. Argue with a paladin before the expansion that you had to use Flash to get aggro. He said no, it does no damage, so it was a useless skill. Sad thing is that, I mean, it did no damage, so he was right about that. But in order to keep aggro, you had to use it. See, this game is having one or two more expects, and that is it. I think it will go the way of Final Fantasy XI and have minor free updates and side stories. It's most likely what's going to happen. Up. Why are you standing there? Why are you standing there? You better heal yourself. Heal yourself. Oh, this lady. They'll be fine now. I have nascent flash. Did all right. Ninja did all right. Wyvern spear, they can have that. He was level 70, and that was not his only tank job. I mean, sometimes different rule applies to different tanks. So, I'm not saying that, you know, you're going to use Paladin the same way as Warrior, but you're definitely not. But for him, I mean, if he didn't understand how to keep the aggro, and he just like, Flash doesn't do damage, it's just like, why don't you just mix the two or something? I don't know. It's gonna mantle to be exact. Ooh. The moon is an Ashian thing, And did they not say 5.3 is the end of the Ascian story? Ascian, sorry. I don't know. I don't think they can end the Ascian story at 5.3. If they did, then they would have to scrunch all the story that they gave us together, and we would have to be fighting like the penultimate Ascian at the end of 5.3. So I don't think they can do that. Was there even a Medica used? I'm not sure, but that healer's a newbie. Newbie healers tend to not have all the talent in the world. Will we get Garmo and the Moon as zones in the next expansion? I wouldn't be surprised. They'd probably give us the Lunar Whale, and we'd be going to the moon trying to stop maybe Zodiark from his revival or something like that in the next expansion. Flash wasn't useless. The meta in the dungeon back in the day were big pools, i.e. Old Wanderer's Palace, and Flash was only AoE paladins had, except for Eclipse at the time, I think. No. If we're talking before Heaven's Word, then it was just Flash. But during Heaven's Word, hey Flipnote, during Heaven's Word, then yeah, there was Eclipse and Flash, and they probably thought, oh, because Eclipse does damage, it also grabs AoE, which that's a fine thought process, I guess, but seeing how Flash directly says, you know, keeps enmity up or increases enmity, and I don't know. They'll have some odd name for the moon too. They'll call their planet's star like it's in ancient Greece. I would suggest looking to references in Final Fantasy IV, because I'm pretty sure they're going to take from that. They're going to probably take the ship that we're going to ride to get to the moon. They're going to call it the Lunar Whale. And then we're going to get to the moon, and some old dude by the name of... I forgot the last boss's name in Final Fantasy IV, but somebody with his name is probably going to be there. It's Flash, and Tab cycling. Yeah. Now that I think about it, it's like the next expansion I would say would come after like 5.5. They would announce it probably. I mean, they could announce it at 5.4. So they could announce the next expansion of 5.4. And I'm also thinking because of C19, it's going to be held back a little bit. So we're probably not going to get the next expansion until maybe, you know, maybe a year and a half later, maybe even 2 years, depending on how fast they make it. So, you know, I like my tank playing who has the aggro when I'm a black mage. I don't like my tanks playing who has the aggro when I'm a black mage. Oh man. You also reminded me that I need to go and do my black mage, but that's a oh, there's Solus in his car. What are your thoughts on the removal of enmity? Doesn't really change anything. I mean, look at Overpower. Like, they removed it, but we know what moves have that whole entire thing going on. They took out enmity for, like, damage base. They're like, you do more damage, you get more... Like, come on. Because we already have something that increases our enmity. They have, like, enmity, whatever you want to... I'm probably saying it wrong, I'm sorry. But tanks just put that on, and they generate so much of it. So it's not technically gone. You take the numbers, there's like a separate calculated system of numbers for aggro, is what I'm going to say from now on, and hate. They have that in the background, you cannot see those numbers, and it generates on its own, as long as it also comparatively, it compares itself with the numbers that you're giving off in terms of damage as a tank. So I'm doing, well, let me see. I'm doing 130 damage. And it times that by the amount of hate that you're also giving off. So a black mage could do 500 potency of damage. But because I used overpower takes effect much better and much faster. Because I'm generating all that hate just because I have this buff on Defiance. So it's like times 10. Because the amount of hate the amount of hate healers can give off just for healing is like times 6 or times 4. I think it's times 4. And DPS are like times 5 to times 8. And healers have like times 4 to times 6. So it depends on the damage, and it depends on the generation of hate that you're giving off. Yeah. Just call it hate. I wish Warrior could self-heal again. I know they get it back at 76, 78, but come on, I don't want to be like Dragoon and need someone with me. I mean, you got Equilibrium, and Equilibrium has a cure potency of 1200. You get it at level 58. Technically, that's self-healing. It's not bad. It's not bad cure potency. It's just that since Warrior's intelligence is pretty low, as it would be for any warrior. I mean, look at this. There's no spell speed. Healing magic potency 174. But then when you go over to Paladin, 338 for some reason. 338 for some reason. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird, especially when you go into Requiescat, which is this over here. It allows you to use like clemency like over and over again with higher potency. I just did 40k heals to myself with no buff. This right here, this is the reason why the whole tank system is kind of busted, and it's kind of wagering on them, because these guys can maintain themselves forever. That was a regular cure too. I want you guys to understand that was a crit cure too. A crit cure too. And that was 47. And a tank, a paladin, did 40k. And my paladin is not even at its highest. It's not. It's so weird. We got taken down by a couple pegs through the life of the game. Warrior got pegged down, but it came back up. It's definitely above Dark Knight from what I can tell. And Paladin in Dark Knight's not bad. It's just got really balanced out. Like really balanced out. Like they were like, oh, this Dark Arts button's being used too much. Maybe we should not have it anymore, you know? Or we're kings, and then they got knocked down. Yeah, they were up at the top, and then they got knocked the heck down. Warriors were the tank, I think, in Heaven's Word. And maybe Stormblood? I think so. And Paladins were at the lowest they could ever be during Stormblood, but then Shadowbringers came out and they were the king again. Some would say no, it's the Gunbreaker or something, or maybe even say it's the Dark Knight, but I kind of don't believe that. If you saw the damage, that paladins can do and the self-sustain that they can perform. They may not have the best support, but they can keep people alive, I think, just as well, if not better than the Dark Knight. The 40k was a crit, but to be on par with a white mage heal is dumb. I didn't have Requiescat on, so it could have been higher. It could have been higher. We're on top from Realm Reborn into the beginning of Stormblood. That's what I thought. Remember when people were complaining about samurais being everywhere when Stormblood came out? I mean, it made sense. People wanted to play Stormblood, but I chose Red Mage first and had a lot of fun playing Red Mage. Solus, look at this house here. This house is amazing. It's also a brothel. This is a gentleman's club over here. Oh, my encoder's overloading again. It's overloading. Yeah, you can go inside. I think this place is supposed to be like a gentleman's club or something. I didn't know I could jump up on that. It's weird. Yeah, clemency is pretty wild potency. SSJ3? Not a fan of casters? I mean, to each their own. Everybody has their favorite thing. Everybody can perform in certain ways in different kind of styles. I mean, oh my god, I'm inside the thing. I did not know you can get in this thing. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know this was I didn't know this existed. There's too much crap on the screen. I'm lagging out the whole entire stream here. I am lagging everything out here. I do apologize. I can't even jump over that. That's some weird stuff going on here. I can't even jump over that. That's not great. I'd say if you like hitting things, there's no need to be a caster at all. My biggest weakness is healing, actually. I can't heal for the life of me. But let's... Yeah, I know the stream is going a little laggy here. It's because there's too much stuff on screen, and I've been streaming for like 3 hours here. So, we're gonna head towards, my FC house. There's a wall for your safety. That wall can go away, because, you know what? I didn't ask for it to save me. No, it's me. I'm the one who's, like, going nuts over here. It's the encoder. It's trying to get everything within the game. You know, trying to encode everything in the game. I might have everything. I might have the game set too high or something. Every tank should heal a bit, and vice versa. They do. All tanks do heal just a little bit. Except for Paladin, which heals a lot. Back in the day, Dark Knights could heal themselves in groups by spamming a little skill called Abyssal Drain over and over and over and over and over. It was great. We basically couldn't be killed in mobs. It's like we were gaining MP back because of a certain combo of skills that we were using. So we never lost MP, and we had Abyssal Drain. Just, it was great. It was great. Oh, play as healer and vice versa? Oh, okay. I mean, I kind of heal with Astro. I know how to use Astro. So I know, I mean, I know how that is. Here's the thing I don't get. You can't sleep in the bed inside your own private house or office. That makes no sense to me. You should be able to just sleep pretty much anywhere. But yeah, I know how it feels. I know how it is when it comes to healing. It can be stressful. I honestly think it's harder to heal than it is to tank. Because tanking, a lot of the times I don't be thinking. Empathy of other class is a good thing. Until they screw up and you're like trying to figure out how in the world could they screw up such an easy mechanic. I'm kidding. You should be well-rounded if you're going to play an MMO. And if you're going to yell at somebody, you know, try to walk in their shoes. Anyway, I think it's time. Can we talk about alchemists have butt plugs for tools? Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, if you guys are going to be here tomorrow, I am going to be here tomorrow. I'm not sure how early or late I'm going to be. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on YouTube. Keep an eye out on Twitch. But I'm definitely streaming tomorrow. Not sure if I'm going to continue my little escapade in The Legend of Dragoon, which is good RPG. So good. It's such a good RPG. Not enough people know about it. Oh, with healing is when you have people who forget that they have a brain. Well, that's a thing that always seems to happen. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining me in this little stream. I kind of needed it. I was really having one of those days. So I'll see you guys later. Enjoy yourselves. Stay healthy. Stay well, stay positive, and I hope that your tomorrow is a great day. I'll be back here tomorrow. I will be, and I hope to see you guys then. Enjoy.